291 players. We are down to our final 6. The winner tonight is going to take home over $1 million.
And as you can see, Steve Brecher, second time at a WPT final table, is the chip leader. Andes will start at 2,000 blinds, a 6 and 12, and Steve Brecher, he's first to act, and he's got a pair of kings.
What a way to start for the chip leader.
Just incredible.
Steve's a retired computer software developer. Picks up a monster hand on deal number 1. And he is going to raise it. Comes in for 36,000.
Quick fold by Tony Behari. Kathy Liebert also going out.
Around to Chau Vu. He looks down at an ace-jack offsuit.
Vu is a local pro here in San Jose. He's short stack, Mike, but he's got a pretty attractive ace-jack.
Well, do you want to tangle with the chip leader on hand number 1?
Raise.
Well, he must want to, because he's going to raise it. Let's see how much he's going to bet here.
This could be big trouble for the short stack. Ordinarily, you do raise with ace-jack in this position, and he's coming in for 116,000. Now the pro out of Chicago, Chris Moore, quickly folding. Thao Lee also going away.
Okay, back to Steve Brecher. He's just going to set him all in right here. That's 500,000 he's setting out there.
Yeah.
And Vince, this could be a short stay for the local guy, Chau Vu, a former winner of this event. He won it before we came up here on the World Poker Tour back in 2000.
And in season 3, he got knocked out 8th by Gus Hansen.
Well, if he's not careful, Vince, he's going to be knocked out 6th tonight.
Now, are you pot committed? He may very well be.
Vince, you're right. He's got a couple 100,000 left, but a lot of money in that pot right now.
Got the overcard. If he decides he wants to call here.
Well, Chau is going to lay it down. So the rich get richer as Steve Brecher picks up pot number 1.
Big drama going on here at the Bay 101 Shooting Star on the very first hand. Stay tuned. We're coming back with more action here on the World Poker Tour. We have 6 players remaining. Action going to the man who used to use that cheat sheet, Tony Behari.
Well, said he wants to be the first player to ever take down a WPT title from the Fiji Islands. He could do that tonight if he could win here.
Well, he's got a wired pair of 7s, and he's going to raise with it. Makes it 36,000 to go. The smiling bandit Kathy Liebert out, as well as Chau Vu. And now the pro out of Chicago, Chris Moore, has picked up ace-queen. And last year he won the win event, picked up close to 700,000. I mean, this kid's a player.
Is going to re-raise it here to 105,000 with an ace-queen.
Thao Lee from San Jose, California, quickly folding his hand. And now Brecher, the chip leader, looks down at a Jack-10. Won't play that. So back on Tony Behari.
Yeah, tough to play these mid pairs. When you raise it and the guy comes over the top of you, what do you do now? That's the question.
Tony got to this event through a $1,000 satellite, and he's going to make the call.
Flop comes 8-8-3, so Tony out in front with 8s and 7s. He checks.
Chris Moore, will he make the continuation bet like most pros would? Showing aggression with just ace high. Yes, he does. Putting in 125,000.
Tony's going to make the call with the 2 7s.
Tony was the general manager of a car dealership in Oakland. Now playing poker, and look at this horrible card there for Tony. Queen hits the board.
Great card for Chris, though. And both players check as the queen comes up. Now 5 of clubs at the river. Action back on Tony. Now, Vince, the way this hand was played, he might think his 2 7s are the best hand here. His opponent made a continuation bet on the flop, but checked on the turn. Tony's going to check on the river, however. And Vince, you can just look at this guy and tell he's not slow playing something.
300,000.
And Chris picked up on it as he bets 300,000 here.
Gotta admit, Tony is easier to read than a stop sign. Just look at that face.
Vince, the way this hand was played, you could see him calling here. If he puts his opponent on ace-king or ace-jack, he might call with the 2 7s.
Go to the cheat sheet, my man.
I was afraid with that flop, man. I might have bigger overs than what I have. Bigger pocket pair. I'm gonna re-raise with ace queen.
Ooh.
And he said he wouldn't re-raise with an ace queen. Right there he's marching with 2 left feet.
All right, Chris. It's yours.
Oh boy, this is a good laydown by Tony.
Well, it is. Whatever he put him on, it beat his 2-7, so he does make a nice laydown.
Strong pocket pair, Chris.
Pocket pair?
How big?
I think I had you.
I had a bigger pocket pair. I don't know how big your hand was for the re-raise.
Pretty big.
That's what got me shy when it came to leading out and betting.
Oh, yeah?
Wow, a lot of truth being told here at the table. Both guys being very honest, quite confusing if you ask me.
Well, action's going to be on Chau Vu, former champion of this event back in 2000. Looks down at an ace-8 offsuit. Now he is on the short stack here. Is this the hand he wants to go with?
Born in Vietnam, came to the U.S. about 20 years ago.
Number one.
And he says all in with his ace-8. It's about 202,000. Chris Moore going out. Thao Lee looks at a queen-jack. Nope, won't play that. And now chip leader Steve Brecher with an ace-3 of diamonds and the button. He's known as a pretty tight player. He elects to fold.
How much is it?
Now Tony's picked up a pair of 8s here.
Oh boy.
He just got burned with the mid pair of the last hand.
I came into 10 not wanting to get in so many pots, and these mid pairs screwed me up so far, huh?
Now, Vince, he should not be saying that. Kathy Liebert's still in this pot in the big blind. He's essentially told her what he's got.
Yeah, that is a mistake, my man. Cheat sheet backfiring in many ways.
All right, I call.
Well, he's going to make the call with the 2 8s. Kathy goes out.
Yeah, Kathy doesn't have much, so here we go.
Well, Tony's got to love this as his opponent turns up an ace-8. Chau Vu going to have to get lucky to stay alive in this tournament. The 2 snowmen well out front here. Well, flop comes king, jack 10. And that does give Chau a straight draw. A queen would win it for him, as well as an ace.
Chau Vu would love to stab at this 9 of diamonds on the turn.
Well, this means a 7 would give them a split pot. So Chau needs a 7 to split the pot, an ace or a queen to win the pot. Anything else, and he'll be our 6th place finisher.
The local pro Chau Vu in a lot of trouble. Can he get out of it? No, he does not.
3 of clubs on the river, so that's going to do it for the former champion of this tournament. Chau Vu, our 6th place finisher.
Chau Vu is through. He picks up $135,000 for his efforts. We are down to 5 players. Stay with us. We're coming back with more exciting action as one of these players is going to take home $1 million here on the World Poker Tour.
WPT Global is committed to being the most fair and secure poker site in the world. Data-driven AI detection technology eliminates collusion and ensures a fair environment for everyone. With zero tolerance for bots and cheaters, WPT Global is trusted by millions of players worldwide. Click the link in the description. Use the code YT11 on deposit and get our welcome package with tournament tickets, deposit match, and more.
$5 million in career earnings. Very impressive.
She's going after her first WPT title. Best she finished is 3rd. Will tonight be different? Let's go to the table. Thao going away.
Now over to our chip leader, Steve Brecher.
Won't play his queen 6.
Tony Behari. He's on the button with king high, lays it down. Kathy going to limp in with the jack 10 of clubs out of the small blind.
And Chris Moore behind her with an ace-3. Not going to raise.
So we're going to have a flop here. It's come queen 9-9 with 2 clubs. Kathy Liebert has flopped an open end, straight flush draw, and checks.
Beautiful possibilities for Kathy here. But Chris not biting here, also checking. Here comes the turn card.
Well, and the ace comes off. I bet she's not going to put him on an ace because he didn't raise before the flop, so she's just going to lead out and try to pick up this pot.
And she's going to bet a mile 15,000.
About half the size of the pot. And Chris with his 2 aces is going to make the call.
Yeah, Chris with a lot of respect for Kathy Liebert. And the river card hits Kathy Liebert.
She's
Wow.
made the straight. The 8 gives her the queen high straight. Action is on her. Now she bets 40,000. Chris has got aces up with the queen kicker.
Check 10. Check 10.
Look at this. He's calling the hand, and he pays it off.
Well, that happens a lot in poker events, as you know. You just feel like you're beat. You call your opponent's hand. You want to see it, so you pay him off.
Yeah, you hate to be right in those situations, but he is. And look at this crowd going crazy over their lady, Kathy Liebert, who has made 6 WPT final tables. Very popular player.
Just call your hand. I still call.
Well, Amanda Leatherman has got one of those audience members, WPT player Dan Heimiller.
All right, Dan, who you here rooting for today?
Kathy Liebert.
Yeah. I know that you've been here before. Did you guys talk any strategy before this tournament began?
It's hard to give her advice because she's got a better record than I do.
Right.
So I really hate to give really good poker players advice. But if it comes down to skill, Kathy should win.
Now, you probably remember Dan Heimiller as Hoss on Bonanza back in the day.
I think he hit the nail on the head here. Kathy is the most experienced player at the table, and look at this. She just made a straight and now comes right back the next hand and picks up the bullets. She's got 2 aces, King Kong.
Oh. Barack Obama of poker hands. What a hand, and she's going to make it 36,000 to go. Chris going out. But Thao Lee in trouble here. He's got the ladies, pair of queens.
Oh boy, is he ever in trouble, Vince. This a powerful hand and no limit hold'em. Only 2 hands can beat it. Unfortunately for Thao, Kathy's got one of them. But he just calls. Vince does not raise with the 2 queens.
Maybe he'll save some money. Steve Brecher going away.
Thao acting like he's grimacing here. He just doesn't want to see an ace or a king on the flop. Oh, the flop has come deuce, deuce, 5. And this is a flop that is going to get Thao in serious trouble, Vince.
Well, he's checking, probably to check raise. Kathy betting with the aces, 40,000.
I just can't see anybody getting away from 2 queens in this situation. I'm very surprised if he doesn't raise here, but he doesn't. He just makes the call here.
He's getting cheap so far.
Unbelievable.
It is.
He hasn't raised before the flop or on the flop, but a 6 comes off.
Action once again on Thao, but this time it looks like he's getting chips ready.
He's playing this hand very uniquely, Vince. He didn't raise before the flop. He didn't raise on the flop when it come 5 deuce deuce. Now he's leading out and betting the 2 queens, 80,000.
Thao is 28 years old. He's an amateur player, but plays here at the Bay 101 all the time. He's a local with an opportunity of a lifetime. What's Kathy going to do?
Now, she's not going to put him on a 3-4, Vince. Just never going to believe he's going to call a raise before the flop with a 3 or 4 to make a straight here. So she's going to come right over the top of him. 230,000 to bet.
Going to try to punish Thao.
She's going to hope that he's got just what he's got. Some kind of overpair here where he can't get away from this hand.
Who could lay this down?
This would be an incredible laydown if he could make it.
All in.
Ooh.
Well, he's gone all in.
I call.
Kathy quickly calls.
Yep, the smiling bandit has called.
Oh, well, Thao Lee in dire straits right here. He got in this tournament on a $100 satellite, and to stick around and continue playing for that $1 million first place prize, he's got to hit lightning in the jug on the river, must catch a queen, a lucky lady against the lady.
Yep.
Can he do it?
Amateur player. His poker life on the line right now. Can Thao get lucky? Here's the river card. No, it's a 7 of hearts. And that's going to wrap it up.
Well, Vince, you can't blame a guy for getting broke with 2 queens when a flop comes like that. But Thao Lee out tonight in 5th place.
$180,000 richer. And he's got to say goodnight.
If I didn't have jacks, I would have done the same thing.
For the smiling bandit, Kathy Liebert knocks out a player. We are down to 4 here on the World Poker Tour. Kathy Liebert, the smiling bandit.
Anything I can do to get away with being a troublemaker.
Vance, I'll tell you a secret about Kathy. When she
Yeah?
wins a
Is that
pot or
really my
two,
reputation?
she turns into chatty Kathy, I can tell you.
Is it? It might be.
Although
I
you
don't
did
know.
call Chris cute yesterday.
That's not causing trouble.
Today I'm cute. Oh, yes.
That's not causing trouble. Is
Oh,
it?
that makeup on makes me cute.
Always
Huh?
smiling, and this time she's
Well.
first to
Oh, yeah.
act. She has an ace
Why,
deuce.
I don't know why he wouldn't like that. That's kind of a compliment.
Not cute. Not a compliment.
Handsome is better?
That's a little better. Yeah. Getting somewhere.
Alrighty, you guys are distracting me here.
Well, back to business. She's going to raise it, makes it 40,000 to go here.
Now the young Chicago pro with just Jack-9.
Well, he's got position on her.
Very handsome.
Now she's kind of flirting with Chris.
Trying to be nice to him so
that
he'll
just
go
encouraged
away,
him,
but that's
see?
not going to happen.
Call
You
to
can't
the
sweet
raise.
talk these young kids, you know? They just don't even, they don't go for it. You know, 20 years ago, maybe I
And
could
now
sweet talk
Steve
them
Brecher
now.
folding.
Nope.
And Tony Behari with a queen-jack, though, is going to stick around.
Yeah, then you could have just
He's
wooed
going to
me.
call out of the big blind, so we've got three-way
I mean,
action
when I was
here.
20-something, I could sweet talk the 20-year-olds. That's what I was trying to say. I mean, maybe a little bit. I
Chatty
don't know.
Kathy.
Maybe
On a
not.
seminar on chatting.
Oh, what a flop. 9-4 deuce. Great flop for Chris Moore. He's out in front.
Tony quickly checks it.
Kathy has bottom pair. And Kathy is going to fire out 100,000.
But Chris has picked up the pair of nines, and he's made the call. Tony out. And there's no more smiling bandit now.
6 of hearts on the turn. Now Kathy has bottom pair with the nut flush draw. She checks. Chris afraid she's got hearts. Checks behind her. Now a jack comes off. So Chris now has the top 2 pair. Kathy's going to check.
Yeah, no more chatting anymore for Kathy. It's just depression hitting.
Yeah,
Now will Chris make a bet here?
he's definitely going to bet this.
Yeah, he's going to try to hurt his newfound friend.
185,000 is the bet. I can't imagine what Kathy can be thinking about here. I mean, Chris had to have something to call a $100,000 bet on the flop. If he had hearts, he made that. If he had a straight draw, he made that, or a pair of sixes. She calls him with the 2 deuces. Very puzzled by that call by Kathy. Chris Moore going to take down this pot.
Look at Kathy Liebert. She was smiling before. All that flirting gone by the wayside.
Kids today.
Kids today just hit 2 pair like crazy.
What do you think I had?
Not 2 deuces.
1 pair. I don't know which.
Good guess.
Oh boy, see how the relationships can be severed in seconds here on the World Poker Tour, just like that.
Oh boy. All right, back to the action.
Steve Brecher with an ace-4 offsuit. Gonna raise.
Comes in for 40,000.
Tony Behari has the mid-pair again, pair of sevens just calling.
Kids today, kids today. It's kind of a bad call. Against him, you could have nothing.
And Kathy going away.
So once again, Tony with the 2 walking sticks. He's up against the ace-4. Comes a flop. It's come 8-8-4.
Well, Tony has checked this, and Brecher has hit his pair of 4s.
Now, this is an interesting hand, Vince, because the last time we saw Steve at a WPT final table 5 seasons ago in our championship event, he went out on an ace-4. So he must be partial to this hand still, even after that experience, because he's going to bet 65,000.
Into Tony.
Raise.
And Tony's saying raise.
Well, this time he's going to raise. The last time he had the 2 sevens, he didn't, and he got burned because of it.
Now it's an additional 135. It's going to put the pressure on the chip leader, Steve Brecher. This guy, Steve Brecher, very tough. You know, he's going after his first title. He was humiliated at his first WPT final table, so he would like to redeem himself here tonight.
Well, you're right, Vince. The other pros call him a donkey for the way he played. He's going to make the call. So about $500,000 in the pot right now. Well, a 6 comes off. This gives Tony a straight draw with his 2 sevens as well.
And with no hesitation, though, Tony Behari gonna bet 175,000. Putting the heat on Steve Brecher, our chip leader.
Well, Vince, when a man raises you on the flop and fires again on the turn here, your bottom pair just doesn't look that good anymore. Steve makes the good lay down. So Tony Behari, the amateur, the last remaining local in this tournament, takes down the pot.
One of these 4 players remaining is going to take home over $1 million. Who's it going to be? We're coming back with more action here on the World Poker Tour. Blinds have gone up to 8 and 16,000. Chris Moore, the pro out of Chicago, has ace-king. He's going to raise it to 45,000 to go.
Well, we still have one bounty remaining in this tournament. That's Kathy Liebert. So whoever knocks her out will get an extra 5,000. Or she'll collect it herself if she wins the tournament.
Steve Brecher, quick fold, but now Tony Behari with a queen-jack is going to call it.
Kids today. Yeah, just raise.
Chatty, Kathy Liebert, not going to call. So we have two-way action.
And here comes the flop. Let's come ace, queen, 7, 2 diamonds. Tony has flopped second pair, and Tony checks the flop. But Chris has top pair with top kicker.
Yeah, they both hit a hand, and Chris is going to bet with his aces, 55,000.
Tony's going to make the call here in hopes that his opponent doesn't have an ace in his hand.
Okay, he does though, and the turn card is...
That's a 4 diamonds. So 3 diamonds on the board now. Tony's going to check.
And the young pro, 25 years old, out of Chicago, once again going to bet 125,000 this time.
Now, Vince, notice what happened there. Tony picked up his cards. It's like he's looking to see if one of his cards was a diamond, when in fact it is. He's got the jack of diamonds. So he does have a flush draw.
And we're going down to the river.
Well, 9 of hearts comes off. Action on Tony.
That card helps neither player.
Look at this. Tony is now going to lead out and bet 200,000. Well, Chris shaking his head. He's saying, could that card have possibly beat me? What's going on here?
I think you have ace 9, maybe.
It looks like something like that, but we know better. Now, this young player last year won the Win Classic. He won close to 700,000, so he's got game. And look at this, he's made a nice call here.
Ace 9. Oh, I thought you said you had ace 9.
Nice, you got it.
Well, in my view, there's no purpose of Tony betting there. And I say that because the only way he's going to get called is if he's beat.
Don't expect you to have such a big kicker, too, man.
Tony is an amateur player. A local, plays here a lot. At the Bay 101, got in this tournament by winning a $1,000 satellite. What a parlay he's going to make wherever he finishes.
All right, action right back on Tony. He's got a little suited connector, 5-4 clubs. He's just calling. And the smiling bandit, Kathy Liebert, also calling.
And Chris, who just very happily won that last pot, looks down at ace 7. He's going to call out of the small blind.
Where is the muck?
Everybody is limped in here. Steve Brecher in the big blind looks down at the ace 4. He says, okay, so we've got a family pot. All 4 players are involved. The crowd loves this.
And here's the flop. Well, look at this. Kathy Liebert has hit 3 9s on that flop. 9-9 queen.
So Chris checks. Steve checks as well. Tony also checks. With the possible straight and possible flush draw out there. Kathy looking to bet the 3 9s, and she does so, bets 30,000.
Chris out, Brecher
I'm
out.
staying there with you, Kathy.
But Tony Behari,
He says, I'm going to gamble with you.
wanted to spike a club, and he gets it.
8 of clubs comes off.
And he checks it.
And that should be a scare card for Kathy in my view, because it makes the straight and the flush both out there, but doesn't slow her down. She bet 75,000. Well, the amateur player is going to raise it to 225,000. And Vince, Kathy's caution light should be coming on right now. But even if you know if your opponent's got a flush or a straight here, you're still going to try to make the full house. Kathy's going to make the call here.
Nice pot developing river card. Can Kathy get lucky? No, not to be. A 6 of diamonds. And Tony gonna try to push in more chips. 300,000.
Well, Vince, in my mind, she should put him on a straight or a flush here. I know she's got 3 9s, but I think it's an easy hand to get away from. But she makes the call here. Kathy just not analyzing what these opponents have, and she bets and they raise. Sometimes you got to throw 3 of a kind away.
That is right, but curiosity killed the Kathy. Tony taking down that pot. Stay with us. We're coming back with more on the World Poker Tour.
WPT Global is committed to being the most fair and secure poker site in the world. Data-driven AI detection technology eliminates collusion and ensures a fair environment for everyone. With zero tolerance for bots and cheaters, WPT Global is trusted by millions of players worldwide. Click the link in the description. Use the code YT11 on deposit and get our welcome package with tournament tickets, deposit match, and more.
Current chip leader is Chris Moore with about 2.8 million. Tony Behari and Steve Brecher each have about 2 million. Kathy Liebert on the short stack now with $1 million in chips.
All right, one of these players is going to take home over $1 million here tonight. Quick full by Chris Moore.
Steve Brecher out as well.
And now the local, Tony Behari, only been playing poker for 3 years. He's got an 8-6.
And he's going to limp in and call out of the small blind. Kathy with the 5-3. Says give us a flop. So the blind's battling it out here. Here comes a flop. Oh, it's come 8-5 deuce. Tony on top with the 2 8s. He is checked. He's flopped top pair. Kathy's flopped second pair. This doesn't look good for Kathy here.
And Kathy, she is biting. Looks like a $25,000 bet.
And quickly, Tony bets 100,000. He has check raised her.
Yeah, wants to find out where he is right now, and Kathy's going to pay him off so far.
Well, Kathy gets a little stubborn sometimes. Most amateurs aren't going to check raise you unless they've got at least top pair.
Turn card jack. Helps neither player, but Tony's going to come out with another bet, 250,000. Tony is definitely Kathy's nemesis here tonight so far.
Kathy getting a migraine headache right now. She's getting pummeled by everybody, including herself. You know, Kathy, if she has one problem at the poker table, I believe, it's that for some reason she thinks everybody's trying to bluff her all the time. Maybe it's because she's a woman, but she really feels that players are always trying to bluff her. Therefore, she pays them off a lot.
Well, she must be doing something right. 6 times at the WPT final table. But to this hand we go. Chris Moore, quick fold by him.
Steve Brecher now looks down at Jack 9 of diamonds on the button. Definitely the kind of hand you want to see a flop with.
Very tight player, very solid, but he's got the button, and he's going to raise it. He's going to make it 52,000 to go. Tony, with a little pair of 4s here, is going to make the call.
Kathy Liebert has ace-3 of diamonds in the big blind. She's going to call as well. So we have 3-way action here. Oh, what a flop. It's come king 10-4. Tony has flopped a set.
Yep, and he has checked it. Tony hitting 3 of a kind. Kathy on a 4 flush, and Tony's going to dig the hole, put the branches and twigs over it, waiting for the sucker to come in. It's Kathy.
Well, Vince, Steve can come in too. He's got a flush draw and a straight draw.
That is right. Well, Kathy's bet 110,000.
What an action-oriented flop this is for all 3 of these players.
And Brecher looking over. It is time to strike here.
Well, Vince, sometimes with a straight draw and a flush draw, you just go ahead and raise and come over the top and gamble this hand, but Steve is just going to make the call. Doesn't raise it. Probably lucky for him because right behind him sits Tony with bottom set.
Yep. He's going to come back over the top like he should. Makes it 500,000 to go.
And he's going to make him pay for those draws, Vince. Well, this will be Kathy's tournament life, essentially, if she plays this nut flush draw from here. She's been spiraling downward here, making some bad calls, but here she's going to make a pretty good laydown, perhaps.
Yep.
It's a good laydown right now. Not a good one if a diamond comes up.
And what do you do if you're Steve Brecher? Can he get away from this hand? I don't think so.
Yeah, it's a tough hand, but he's got to realize Kathy let out in bed. He called. Now an amateur player is just not going to check raise in this spot for $500,000 without a big hand. I'm sure Steve knows that, and he does know it as he makes a laydown. What laydowns by both Kathy and Steve there.
So a big pot going to the local, Tony Behari. Now I got to take a look at the Wonder Cam and see what would come up next.
Oh, a 4 of a kind.
Is that all?
For Tony.
So the local, who's only been playing for 3 years, takes down a big one, and he's our chip leader. Antes are going up to 3,000. Blinds 10 and 20,000 here at the Bay 101 Shooting Star.
And for the first time tonight, the amateur, the local who got in this tournament on a $1,000 satellite, Tony Behari, our chip leader, with $2.7 million in chips.
To the felt we go. Steve Brecher, a poker pro out of Reno, Nevada, picks up a king-jack. Former chip leader.
Steve, a retired computer software developer, graduated from Stanford.
Yep. Studied philosophy.
I'm going to make it 65,000 to go here with Kojak.
Tony, the local, going out, and now Kathy Liebert with the notorious ace-queen.
Well, that's a pretty big hand in a four-handed poker game.
She's on the short stack at this point.
There she is, Vince. And as you notice, when she loses a few pots, Chatty Cathy is gone. It's now Somber Cathy.
Yep. Used to be the Smiling Bandit. I'm going to have to re-nickname her.
Yeah, you better get rid of that one.
Turning into Lizzie Borden before our very eyes.
All in.
And she's going all in.
Well, she's not going to fool around. Make some marginal raise that gets called where she might get outplayed or outflopped. Just going to put it all out there so that if you can beat this hand, good luck to you.
Chicago Chris going out, and Steve Brecher not going to play. So forceful play by Chatty Cathy. And the smile's back, at least momentarily. She's got so many fans here tonight. They're all waiting for her first win on the World Poker Tour. Can it be this evening?
Well, poker's the kind of game where one hand you're smiling, the next hand you're frowning.
A successful woman player in poker tournaments. She's made 6 final tables here on the World Poker Tour.
She is still on the short stack here, though. Oh, well, Vince, look at this. She's picked up 2 aces again.
Oh, wow. There is hope. And she's going to raise it to 70,000 to go. Now Chris behind her with a pair of 10s wired.
Well, this could spell big trouble for Chris. The crowd anticipating he's going to play this pot.
Look at Cathy just desperate for action here.
Raise.
Craving that raise, and she gets it.
That is music to her ears. Steve Brecher with the 8-7. He's going to get out of their way and let him fight it out here.
Chris has made it 250.
All in.
And there you go, Cathy.
Call?
Cathy's gone all in, and she's been called. Wow, well, the last time Cathy had 2 aces, Thao had 2 queens. She busted him out in 5th place. Can she take down yet another gigantic pot with the 2 aces?
Will Chicago Chris spoil Cathy Liebert's dream?
Vince, this pot will get her right back in the thick of things if the 2 aces stand up here.
Here we go with the first 3.
Yeah, the flop comes Jack 9-3. So far, so good for Cathy. Chris is going to have to catch a 10 or 2 running cards to make a straight to win this pot. Everybody on their feet. Comes the turn card. Well, a Jack comes off. So for Chris Moore to win this pot, he's got to catch a 10. Rin 10-10 is what's going to take for him.
Yep, needs a 2-outer to absolutely devastate Cathy, but not to be a queen of hearts on the river. Cathy Liebert is going to double up.
Well, for the second time at this final table, Cathy Liebert has picked up a pair of aces. Her opponent's picked up a big pair, and she's won a giant pot.
Cathy Liebert, with her quest for a WPT title, the crowd chanting her name.
She is back.
We are down to 4 players. One player going to take home over $1 million here tonight.
Well, the local amateur, Tony Behari, still out in front with $2.6 million, but Cathy Liebert now in 2nd place. 3 pros and 1 amateur fighting it out for that coveted $1 million first place prize and that entry into the WPT season-ending World Championship event.
Down to the felt we go. Cathy Liebert quickly folding her hand.
She's down to Jack 3. Chris Moore out as well. So now we're down to the battle of the blinds. Steve Brecher has picked up a big hand in the small blind, an ace-queen. Well, Steve used to live right here in the Bay Area.
63 years old, poker professional out of Reno, Nevada. Very solid player. The second time he's made the World Poker Tour final table. And he's going to raise.
He makes it 65,000 to go.
Into the local, our chip leader, Tony Behari.
And he's going to raise it. with an ace-10 of spade. He's come over the top of Steve with the ace-10 of spade.
Raise.
What a beautiful re-raise by Steve Brecher here. I say beautiful because he's got his opponent dominated here. It's ace-queen versus ace-10. And Tony Behari, our chip leader, better be very careful how he dances this dance.
Well, Brecher makes it 5:50 to go.
Can you pull that in?
Into the amateur local, Tony Behari, but who's been playing excellent here tonight.
Well, it's another $375,000 to make this call. Now, there is just over $700,000 in this pot, but all of a sudden, when you get re-raised here, your ace-10 starts to shrink up a little.
Tony used to be in the car business, got in this tournament through a $1,000 satellite. Doesn't really know the game too well, he says. And this is a dream come true for him as he goes after $1 million here tonight.
Well, that dream could be shattered if he's not careful here, Vince. And he does make the good laydown. But what a nice re-raise by Steve Brecher there.
Tough player. This is the second time we've seen him play at a final table on the World Poker Tour.
Yeah, the last time, Vince, he was out in 2 hands at the WPT Championship in season 2. That's right, in 2 hands to the rail.
Rub it in there, Mike.
He flew his mom in that morning. She didn't even get seated in the crowd, Vince, and he was out already. Unbelievable.
All right, Brecher goes out. Now Tony with a king-jack and a raise.
He bet 60,000.
And Kathy has picked up a pair of 5s. She's going to make this call.
Chris Moore goes out in the big blind.
Yeah.
Here comes the flop. 995. Bingo, bango, bongo for Kathy here. She has flopped a full house. Trying to remain very stoic. She checks, and Tony checks right behind her, much to her dismay. Now a 4 comes off. Well, she's going to check it again, going to try to throw him a little rope here. And there he goes, Vince. He's grabbed it. Bet 75,000. She's just praying that he's got something here. He's been slow playing a big hand because she's got a full house and is looking to go to war.
Steady, Kathy, steady.
Now she is going to raise it, makes it 200,000.
I'm all in.
Oh, and Tony goes all in.
I call.
She is called. He is drawn stone dead.
He is pushed at the wrong time.
And folks, this pot's going to have over $4 million in it. Now Tony has Kathy covered, so he's not going to be broke out of this tournament. But terrible mistake by the amateur there, and it cost him dearly.
She sucked him in, and that's going to hurt.
Oh, Vince, this is a big blunder.
I didn't believe you for some reason there.
You don't have to jeopardize $2 million in chips when you can gain the same information by raising $200,000 or $300,000.
What a bad play. I just didn't believe her, man.
Drinks on me.
He didn't believe her. Get the shot glasses out. Kathy Liebert, the chip leader now. Happier than a cheapskate at a 99-cent store. Well done.
Send me the bill.
Perhaps destiny on the side of Kathy right now. Could tonight be the night she takes down her first WPT title?
Okay, and with that hand, we are out of time here at the Bay 101 Shooting Star.
WPT Global is committed to being the most fair and secure poker site in the world. Data-driven AI detection technology eliminates collusion and ensures a fair environment for everyone. With zero tolerance for bots and cheaters, WPT Global is trusted by millions of players worldwide. Click the link in the description. Use the code YT11 on deposit and get our welcome package with tournament tickets, deposit match, and more.
As you can see, it is happy Kathy Liebert, who's our chip leader with close to $4.1 million. One of these players is going to take home over $1 million. Andy's will start at 3,000. Blinds 10 and 20,000. Action going to Chicago. Chris Moore. He's got a queen 10. He's going to raise it to 55,000 to go.
Steve Brecher going out.
The local Tony Behari on the short stack says all in with a king 8 of hearts.
And he's got 440,000 in front of him. And Kathy Liebert looks down at a pair of 10s.
How much?
And Tony just imploded on the last hand they played. She is the one that just broke him up.
I'm calling.
Well, Kathy's going to make the call.
Yep.
Chris is going out.
I need a lot of help.
So Kathy Liebert with a chance to put a left and a right to Tony here and take him out of this tournament. She's out in front right now with the 2 10s. Tony Behari needs help to stay alive.
Well, he made a misstep on the last hand they played when he went over the top for everything when Kathy already had a full boat. And it just destroyed him. And right now he's down to his last chips.
He's going to have to get lucky here to stay alive. Let's see if he can do it. Not on that flop. It comes Jack 7 deuce. Tony's going to have to catch a king, 2 running hearts to make a flush, or 2 running cards to make a straight. Otherwise, he'll be our 4th place finisher.
Yeah, a 3 on the turn. Got in this tournament through a $1,000 satellite. He's an amateur player with a dream. Needs to stamp a big card on the river.
Must catch a king to stay alive. Let's see if he can do it. Nope, a 4 comes off. So that's going to do it for the local amateur. Out tonight in 4th place.
Kathy Liebert, higher than a hippie at Woodstock right now.
In a couple of days, it'll feel a lot better that you got 4th here.
We have to say goodbye to Tony. He's going to pick up $230,000. A big effort from him.
Well, Vince, just a short while back, he was the chip leader at this final table. Made a very bad tactical blunder.
It's back to selling jalopies in a hurry for Tony.
And Vince, there are no more amateurs left. We are down to 3 pros, including one of the bounties in this tournament, Kathy Liebert. So this is going to be a tough fight to the finish from here.
Kathy Liebert looking at a big chance to winning a title on the WPT, something that has eluded her so far in her career. And here she has King Jack. She's going to raise $60,000 to go. Chicago Chris Moore going out.
Oh, look at this. Steve Brecher has picked up Ace Queen. Well, that's a good hand in a 3-handed poker game. The question is, do you want to tangle with the big chip leader who's on a roll right now with this kind of hand?
Steve, 63 years old, from Reno, Nevada.
Well, Steve Brecher says, yes, I do. I'm coming over the top, 200,000.
Okay, an additional 140 for Kathy Liebert.
Well, Kathy's on a roll right now, so she's going to take a flop here. She makes the call. So here we go. Well, flop comes Ace Jack 7. Kathy has got 2nd pair, but Steve has top pair.
It's on Steve, and he's going to trap here a little bit. He checks it. Let's see if he gets happy Kathy to bite.
Well, then she is going to bite. I'm not sure she should go for this. And I say that because if your opponent raises you, you have to jettison 2 jacks here. You have to be fearful of a guy who came over the top of you before the flop and then checks on a flop when an ace comes out there.
Well, Kathy is going to bet. Looks like 300,000.
Yeah, she's falling right into his web here.
All in.
Well, Steve is going all in. And Kathy is now saying, why did I bet? I could have taken a free card here. Look at her. Oh, we've all done it, Vince.
No longer happy, Kathy.
I want to see the rabbit camp.
You see, she wants to see what's coming off next. Wondering if she'd have won the pot, if she'd have checked and gotten a free card.
That's a nice pot by Steve.
Can I see that one?
No, she cannot.
Well, he can't tell us what to do. We're looking anyway. A 4 and a queen comes off. He'd have made ace and queens and won the pot, so good lay down by Kathy there.
So it is Steve Brecher that foils happy Kathy Liebert's day. Stay tuned. We're coming back with more action here on the World Poker Tour. You have a chance to redeem yourself here tonight by taking home over $1 million if you win this championship. This time he's got a 9, 8 of diamonds.
Yep, got the suited connector that we all like to play. He's going to raise it, makes it $75,000 to go.
Happy Kathy exiting. And now Chicago Chris with an ace-4. Young 25-year-old professional out of Chicago, Illinois.
Raise.
He is going to come over the top here.
240,000.
What a good raise by Chris here with just an ace-4 offsuit.
Yeah. And now what do you do if you're Steve Brecher?
Well, you're in position. And you still want to see a flop with this hand, so you call him. That's what you do. So over $500,000 in this pot. Chris with the ace-4, Steve with the 9, 8 of diamonds.
And the flop comes up king, 6-3, helps neither player. Action on Chris. Will he make the continuation bet? No, he does not. He checks it.
Wow. He relinquishes the lead. Will Steve Brecher take advantage of it and try to bluff this pot with the 9-eye?
Now his perception, this is Steve Brecher, is of a very tight, solid player, and he's going to bet, so.
325,000 is the bet. It's going to get the job done. A nice bet there by Steve Brecher to take down that pot. But Vince, I'm a little puzzled that Chris didn't make the continuation bet where chances are he was going to win that pot instead of Steve.
Well, it's very obvious Steve Brecher has the experience to change gears. That's what he's doing right now. Nice move by Steve. All right, action going to Kathy. A quick fold by her. And now Chris has a wired pair of sixes here. And he's going to make it 75,000 to go. Brecher staring down at ace-king.
And he's got big slick, as we say. But he is staring over to see how many chips that Chris has in front of him. It's about 750,000 left.
He's thinking time to punish more.
$1.5 million.
Whoa. Yep.
Now, he says $1.5 million. It only is going to take about half that much to set his opponent all in. And I like this bet by Steve. Put your man to the test right here.
I feel
But
you
you
got
got
something.
the mid pair. You're saying, wait a second. This guy's really
See what you got.
over raising here.
Well,
Maybe he
Vance,
doesn't have a higher pair. Otherwise, would he really raise that much?
sometimes you have to gamble, even if you know your opponent's got 2 overcards and you're on a coin flip.
Call.
Chris is going for it here. So it's the classic race situation. The under pair versus the 2 overcards. 2 sixes versus ace-king. Chris Moore's tournament life on the line right here. And you can see the 25-year-old poker pro anguishing over what's coming up here.
Yeah, pacing the floor here.
Can you guys do an ace in?
25 years old, graduated out of the University of Wisconsin. Can he get lucky here? Yes, so far.
Well, so far so good for Chris as the flop comes queen 9-7. Steve is going to have to catch an ace or a king or 2 running cards to make a straight to win this pot.
Here's the turn card. It's a jack of clubs, still good for Chris.
Well, he puts his hands on the back of his head because he knows a 10 will win this pot for Steve now, too. It'd give him an ace-high straight. So Steve Brecher needs an ace, a king, or a 10 to win the pot. Can he get it? Nope, an 8 comes off. The young pro is going to double up right here. So Chris Moore taking down that pot of over $1.6 million.
In Chicago, Chris hooting it up with his brother Nick and many friends. He's going to stick around. Hope you do too. We're coming back with more action here on the World Poker Tour.
Well, those women have done. None of them have crossed the finish line with the gold here at the Bay 101. Kathy Liebert looking to do that here tonight.
That's right, and take home over $1 million. Let's go to the table. Action on Chicago. Chris Moore. He's got an 8-6 of clubs, and he's going to call with it. Steve Brecher right behind him with a 5-4.
And he's in the small blind. Going to cost him another $12,000 to make the call, and he does so. And Kathy has the same hand, a 5-4. She says, give us a flop. Here comes that flop. It's Jack, Jack, 6. Steve checks. Kathy checks.
And Chris Moore, who got a piece of that, a pair of 6s. About to put some chips out, it appears. Yep, 50,000. Quick fold by Steve Brecher. Let's see if the smiling bandit wants to stick around.
Well,
Kathy Liebert.
looks like she's going to try to play the bandit here, Vince, because she is going to raise this pot with nothing.
There you go.
150,000. But Chris is going to call her with the 2 sixes.
Gulp. Turn card coming up.
Well, the 3 of diamonds comes off on the turn.
Gives Kathy an open-ended straight draw. A little life there, perhaps.
Will she fire a second shell here? She does have outs to win the pot now. A deuce or a 7 would give her the win with the straight, and she's going to bet it, Vince. 200,000.
She can afford to do this. She is the chip leader. She's taking a stab.
Will Chris put the pieces of the puzzle together here? Will he put her on a spade draw or just put her on making a move? He's going to make the call here.
Yep, he's going to get stubborn.
So we are going to the river card. The ace of spade comes off. That card's going to scare both players because both will be fearful the other had a spade draw.
Just not a good card for Kathy, and she's just going to give this up. She checks.
Waving the white flag here. Chris Moore going to take the pot down with jacks and sixes. And Kathy Liebert tried to take a stab at that pot. And Vince, I don't fault her for making that move or betting on the turn. There's a good chance with a 2-6 and a small kicker like he had, he could lay the hand down for 200,000.
Getting too old for this, Matt. I'm getting too old for this.
Well, that is why she's called the Smiling Bandit. She is tough. 6 times at the final table on the World Poker Tour. She hasn't taken a title yet. Will it be tonight?
Well, Steve looks down and picks up an ace-queen again.
Yeah, wow, that's his hand tonight.
He's had this numerous times at this final table. Won every pot with it.
95.
And he comes in for 95,000.
I'd love to know who he talks to when he makes those raises.
Oh, Kathy Liebert has picked up ace-king of spade. She is dominating Steve Brecher at the moment. Action is on her.
600.
600,000 is the bet.
There you go.
Chris gets out of their way and is just hoping and praying that they clash right here. Or perhaps one of them will go out.
Double scoop, huh?
Well, every time Steve's had an ace-queen so far at this final table and someone's raised, he's come back over the top, has yet to call with it. He's won every time with it.
Great opportunity if that should happen for Kathy.
Oh, he's gone all in again.
Yes.
This could be his downfall, Vince. Kathy is in great shape here.
She's made the call.
And she's made the call. And she has got to love this. It's ace-king of spade versus ace-queen. If she wins this pot, she'll be a dominating favorite in the heads-up situation. Chris Moore on the sideline, sweating his hand out as well. He knows if Steve goes out, he moves up 260,000 in real money and can play heads up for this title.
Steve Brecher's second time at a WPT final table. His shot here tonight on the line right now.
Oh,
look at this
king
flop.
comes right up in the flop. It's come king jack 5. Kathy Liebert is all smiles. She is out high-fiving the crowd, but I'm sure she realized a 10 would still beat her. That would give Steve an ace-high straight.
I still got to fade a couple cards, though.
She's just elated to hit the king.
Well, she still loved that flop. Well out in front.
And the 10 does come up.
Oh, no.
This is unbelievable.
Yeah, you're not supposed to high five till the hand's over. Queen.
What a nightmare turn card that was for Kathy Liebert. Steve Brecher with perhaps the break of the tournament right here.
The river card not going to help Kathy.
Kathy Liebert devastated there as Steve Brecher hits lightning on the turn to win this pot.
That'll teach Kathy Liebert never high five before the hand is over. Absolute train wreck. Stay with us. We're coming back with more action here on the World Poker Tour.
WPT Global is committed to being the most fair and secure poker site in the world. Data-driven AI detection technology eliminates collusion and ensures a fair environment for everyone. With zero tolerance for bots and cheaters, WPT Global is trusted by millions of players worldwide. Click the link in the description. Use the code YT11 on deposit and get our welcome package with tournament tickets, deposit match, and more.
This is one fun event. We're down to three-handed poker. Steve Brecher, our chip leader.
And one bounty remains, and that's Kathy Liebert, and she is on the short stack with 3 players left. And Vince, I was a bounty here a couple years before the World Poker Tour came around. And believe me, it's like playing poker with a bullseye on your chest. They all want to shoot you down and get that $5,000 bounty.
I bet they do. But let's go back to this hand. Kathy has picked up a pair of kings.
Well, perhaps a little justice after the terrible nightmare that she just went through. And she had ace-king against ace-queen and lost that $4 million pot. Unbelievable.
Just an awful outdraw there. Ace-king up against ace-queen to take control of a tournament that you've never won and then have that happen. What a disaster.
Yeah, she's going to raise it. Makes it 110,000 to go. Chris with the ace-high. Be careful about making a move here. He's going to make a call, though. Little does he know she's got such a powerhouse.
Here comes the flop, and it only gets better for Happy Kathy, picking up 3 of a kind.
Unbelievable. She has flopped top set. She's got 3 kings as the flop comes king 6-4.
She's going to check, she's trying to trap here.
She sure is.
Chris also checking 10 of spades on the turn.
2 spades out there.
ABBA songs going off in Kathy's head and checking again.
Well, just trying to throw this guy rope, hoping he'll take a stab at this pot. Hit something along the way.
And he's going to check. Doesn't fall into the trap.
Now the 8 of spade comes off. So 3 spades, possible straight, possible flush out there. Again, Kathy checks. And if I had an ace high here, I'd be happy just to check it down. Obviously, Chris is not going to win the pot. And look at this, Vince. He's going to reach for chips. And he's betting 150,000 here.
Man, I play so bad.
Look at the anguish on Kathy's face. I guess most people would just be delighted somebody bet where you could call him a 3 kings, but
I don't know. This is typical.
after losing that last pot with ace king against ace queen, Kathy's fearfully made a flush or a straight here.
Yep, she's getting worried that he stumbled into something.
She's never laying this down.
No.
She's going to make the call here.
Ace high.
It's not often you check down top set and then make a crying call on the river, but Kathy did it there.
I thought you meant you play so bad because you're calling off the worst hand.
I'm calling because, I play so bad because I let you catch whatever you needed to catch without charging you a penny.
I didn't catch anything. You couldn't have done anything.
Huh?
I almost folded pre-flop too. Thought you had a good hand. Almost.
Kathy's confidence just shattered now after losing that big pot a minute ago to Steve Brecher.
6 final tables, never winning a title. Got to cut us some slack here.
Well, here we go. On to the next hand. Kathy quickly folds, and Chris Moore looks down at 2 8s in the small blind.
Has raised to 130,000. Steve Brecher behind him with an ace 7.
Well, this is the battle of the blinds. When you have an ace high, you just assume it's better than the other guy's hand, even if he raises you here. In this case, Chris has him beat, of course.
Steve, a very calculating player.
Oh, he's going to raise advance. 440,000 is the bet. These are the 2 chip leaders going at it here. Steve Brecher has Chris covered. You pick up 2 8s here, Vince. Would you just ship it, or you just call to see a flop?
Call.
Chris opting to take the conservative route. Wants to see a flop before he commits any more chips. But a lot of chips in that pot right now, almost 900,000. Oh, and an ace right on the flop. It's come ace, queen, jack. Just a horrible flop for Chris Moore. As he's got 3 overcards out there, he checks. And Steve checks the 2 aces right behind him. Didn't want to fall in any traps here. Now a 9 comes off. Again, that card no help to Chris. It does give him a straight draw. A 10 would make him a straight.
And he's checked again, and Steve not going to bet.
Well, the board pairs jacks. Well, Chris now thinking, geez, is there a chance Steve's got something like 2 5s or 2 3s here, and I might have the best hand?
500,000.
Well, he is going to bet 500,000.
I call.
You got it. I got 8s.
Steve quickly calls with the 2 aces, just not fearful at all. His opponent might have a jack or something better in his hand.
Just check.
He quickly made the call, which means that was bad timing by Chris Moore to bet right there, Vince, because Steve read him like a book.
So cagey play at the Bay 101 Shooting Star, where they're all going after the over $1 million first place prize and the coveted WPT title. Stay with us. We're coming back with more action on the World Poker Tour.
Going for his first title.
And action going to Kathy Liebert. She's got ace 9 this time.
And Kathy comes in for 120,000.
And right behind is Chicago Chris with a 9-10 of clubs is going to call.
And he's got those suited connectors you love to see flops with, so he makes the call. Steve Brecher going out.
So 2-way action. Ace 9 up against 9-10.
Here comes a flop. Let's come ace 7 8. Kathy has flopped top pair. Chris has flopped an open-end straight draw.
Action going to Chris. Will he bet it? No, he checks it. Kathy raised before the flop, hits her hand, and she's going to bet the hand after the flop. 150,000. All right, Chicago Chris with a decision here.
Yeah, a lot of money in the pot, Vince. Nearly 450,000, so I'll be surprised if he wouldn't call here. And indeed he does. Calling with the open-end straight draw. 3 of clubs comes off. Now this gives Chris a flush and straight draw, Vince.
But he's going to check it.
Now he's got what we call a semi-bluff hand. Your opponent bets. Many times you just raise with this kind of hand. Happy to win the pot right there, or just gamble that you hit something. But both players check on the turn. Now the 3 comes off.
Nothing hitting for Chris.
Well, he's got to realize now the only possible way he can win this pot is to bet at it. And since Kathy did not bet on the turn, maybe he's thinking she doesn't have an ace and he can steal this pot from her. He's going to try it. $275,000 is the bet. Vince, the way she's played it, she just set the table for him to try to bluff at the river here, and she'll pick him off now like a cherry on a tree for sure. She does make the call. She's going to win the pot with aces up.
He doesn't even want to show his hand. Well, nicely done for Kathy Liebert. And there's the talent of knowing when to slow down, when not to bet, and right there you see it from one of the top pros in the world, Kathy Liebert.
So Kathy Liebert increasing her chip stack.
And with that last hand, we're going to move the blinds up to 25 and 50,000. And a quick fold by Kathy Liebert. And now it's on Chicago, Chris Moore, and he's got ace-king this time.
Well, he's not going anywhere this time, I can promise you that.
Going to put in a raise, making it 125,000 to go. And Steve Brecher, our chip leader, 63 years old, with a king-3 of diamonds, is going to make the call.
So the 2 blinds going at it here. Chris in dominating shape. Now the flop comes 9-5-4 with 2 diamonds. Action on Chris Moore.
All in.
He's moving all in here with the ace-king.
Call.
Now Steve calls with the diamond flush draw.
Wow.
So he's gambling here a bit. He can afford to make this call.
I accidentally raised to 125. I'm at 175. I'm in the lead, but
So everybody on their feet here.
see how the diamond. Screw that hand up.
Diamond's your girl's best friend, right, guys?
Well, Kathy over there saying, hey, how about rooting for a diamond so I can play heads up for this title? As the cards lie, Chris Moore about a 3-2 favorite to win this pot and double up.
Chris Moore's poker destiny on the line, but that's a good card for him. A 5 of hearts. He's still out in front.
Well, we are down to the river card. Steve Brecher must catch a diamond or a 3 to win this pot. Anything else, and Chris Moore will double up.
Can the young 25-year-old continue this?
6 of diamonds on the river. So that's going to do it for the 25-year-old poker pro out of Chicago, Chris Moore, our third-place finisher.
Screw that hand up.
So the body count grows as Chicago Chris is out. Back to Wrigley Field for him. Third-place finisher, going to pick up $291,000. A great effort by him as he goes over to his friends to be consoled.
Didn't win, but he still won a lot of money. You know what I'm saying, bro? Good work, man.
With over $5 million in earnings, trying to put a WPT title on her resume. Let's see if she can do it.
All right, action on Steve Brecher. He's got ace-4 this time. He's raised it to $125,000. And Kathy behind him with an ace-6.
She's going to test the water here. She's coming right over the top for $400,000. Steve Brecher leaning forward.
All in.
Whoa, wow, he has gone all in here. Now, folks, even though we can see Kathy has the best hand with an ace-6, when you re-raise a guy and he goes over the top all in, and your tournament life is on the line, you just have an ace-6 offsuit, you're not that proud of it. You're fearful he's got ace-king, ace-queen, ace-jack, or even a pair of 7s. As it is, Kathy has the best hand. What is she going to do here?
Well, this would be the call of the night. If she should make this, she'd be well out in front with a big chance of becoming the chip leader. But no, she can't gamble on that. She folds her hand.
Got outplayed there by Steve Brecher. Give him credit, Vince.
Well, a good reader of people, because how did he know that she wasn't that strong? Just good intuition.
Well, Vince, it just tells me Steve Brecher is looking to play big pots to get this thing over with. Really respects Kathy's game. Doesn't want to get into a long tussle with her where she might outplay him. So just go for the big pots. See if you can end it quickly.
Well, in this hand, Kathy has raised to $150,000 with just a 10-8. And Steve Brecher with a queen-5. Going to make the call.
Wow, what a daring call by Steve. I know he's been running good here where he's outdrawn a couple people here, but is this stretching it? Well, flop comes king 5-4.
3 spades on the flop.
Steve out in front with the 2 5s.
And Steve has checked his 5s.
Kathy has got the flush draw. Well, Kathy's going to make the continuation bet in hopes that Steve goes away.
That's 200,000.
Now the question is, what's he going to do with his 2 5s? Well, he's going to make the call here, Vince. He studied Kathy for a long time before making that call. You just wonder if he picked up something on her.
Like he's seeing through her cards at this point.
Well, 9 of clubs comes off.
Helps neither player.
So Steve's still out in front with the 2 5s, and he checks. Now, what would you do if you're Kathy? You bet on the flop, the guy called you. Kathy's going to check.
Yeah, the smiling bandit slows down. River card coming up, pairs the board.
Well, the board pairs 9s. That's a good card for Steve in my view. Because if he thought he had the best hand on the flop, he's going to feel like he still got the best hand.
Well, he checks it. Kathy knows she can only bet this and win, perhaps. Make a bluff.
Yeah. She's going to take a stab at it, Vince. 400,000 is the bet. She's going to put Steve Brecher to the test right here. He made a great call on the flop. Will he make another one on the river?
And she is just praying that he goes away. I mean, this is her dream to take home a first WPT title 6 times at this final table. It's eluded her so far, and it's this kind of bet that can make or break her at this moment. Oh.
And Steve has made the call, a great call by Steve Brecher here. And Vince, we've seen him where he got lucky against Kathy when he had ace-queen against ace-king. We saw him outplay her on the hand previous to this one. And this hand, he read her well. And I'll tell you, Vince, right now he owns Kathy Liebert.
What do you have to do to get this Brecher to fold a hand? I mean, she's doing everything. She has great imagination. It's just not working at this point. All right, back to this hand. Brecher this time picking up a queen 10 of hearts. He's raised it to 125,000.
All in.
But Kathy Liebert says all in with a little pair of 4s.
Call.
Steve is going to gamble here. I don't blame him. Might call 2 with his chip count to try to get this thing over with. It's 2 overcards versus the under pair. Kathy Liebert's tournament life on the line. She must win this pot to stay alive.
Steve looking for his first
$1.5 million
title.
in this pot.
I'm looking for my first major title.
Steve Brecher going after his first title. He was humiliated at his first WPT final table.
Oh, what a flop for Kathy. She's flopped 3 4s. Kathy, don't go high 5. Your opponent could backdoor flush or a bigger full house here. She learned her lesson, Vince. She listened to you. Kathy's not doing anything with any of the crowd. Now it's over. Now she can say, okay, I'm taking this pot down. 7 of diamonds comes off. No card Steve can catch to win. King means nothing on the river. Kathy Liebert has doubled up.
So a little redemption there for Kathy Liebert. Can she come back and take home $1 million and the coveted WPT title?
WPT Global is committed to being the most fair and secure poker site in the world. Data-driven AI detection technology eliminates collusion and ensures a fair environment for everyone. With zero tolerance for bots and cheaters, WPT Global is trusted by millions of players worldwide. Click the link in the description. Use the code YT11 on deposit and get our welcome package with tournament tickets, deposit match, and more.
Don't do that. No, no.
Look at this.
Now, tournament director Matt Savage has brought out Kathy's bounty shirt with the $5,000 in cash on it. And Kathy says, no, don't bring that out here. I'm going to win that myself.
She gets their own
All right, well, Brecher has raised with just a 4-3.
It's happened before.
I know, but you'd have to put it on the table like that.
You get to keep it.
Kathy doesn't quite like that.
I'll take it off.
Call by Kathy.
Get back over there.
Oh, wow. Put it back in the closet, she says.
Boy, being a little tough on Matt there.
Yes.
He's just trying to have a little fun here, but she's not amused.
No, and she's desperate for this title, and she got lucky here. She hits her kings.
Well, she checks. She is in great shape. It's come king 10-6. She has top pair. Steve has absolutely nothing. And whatever he puts out there is going to be gone very soon.
All in.
Well, Kathy's gone all in. And so long, Steve. He goes out, and Kathy takes down that pot. Oh, look at this. She's turned her T-shirt over.
Oh, that's the spirit.
Wow. She is going to fight to the finish. Doesn't want Steve Brecher to get any notion that he's going to get that T-shirt.
This is just positive thinking. Don't push me around. There are many fans here tonight trying to make things happen. Happy Kathy, happy again.
Oh, and look at this, Vince. She's picked up 2 queens and just limps in on the button.
Trying to trap here. Brecher, not much of a hand, 10-4 diamonds.
Well, you give your opponent a free flop here. The guy called a raise with a queen 5 offsuit. Why wouldn't you raise it with 2 queens here? Well, now it's come king 10-6. So Steve has flopped second pair. Kathy out in front with the 2 queens. Steve checks and Kathy has bet 50,000. Oh, look at this. Steve is going to check razor here, Vince.
Yes, he certainly is, making it 150,000.
Well, Kathy quickly calling with the 2 queens, but you're always fearful when the overcard is out there that your opponent's got one of them that matches it. 3 of spade on the turn. Steve with the 2 10s. Kathy with the 2 queens. But Steve, the guy initiating the action here, he check raised on the flop, and here he goes reaching for some chips. Going to put the pressure on Kathy. 275,000 is the bet. Now Kathy's going to make the call. She's still out in front.
Yeah, it's a crying call, but you got to stick around.
Oh, a 4 comes off. Steve Brecher now has the best hand with 10s and 4s. Lightning on the river once again for Steve Brecher.
All in.
He's going to move all in. And Kathy wants to throw up right now, Vince. She slow played the queens before the flop. Her opponent has now made 2 pair. She called his raise on the flop, his bet on the turn. If she calls this one, it's over for her, folks.
She is no longer a happy Kathy Liebert. Can she have the resolve to lay this down and move on? She's got the first WPT title on her mind. She would love this.
Oh, she is not happy. And you can't blame her, Vince. Tough decision for Kathy Liebert right here. She makes this call, it's over, and Steve Brecher will be our champion. If she lays it down, she'll be short stacked, but at least she'll be able to live on and fight some more.
Steve, 1 moment away from his first WPT title and the $1 million.
And after this long delay, he's praying that she calls.
All she has to say is, I call. And it's over, but no!
Oh, she lays her hand down, lives on to fight another day, and what a good laydown. Really, Lady Luck not smiling on Kathy there. As Steve Brecher hit a river card to gun her down.
Shooting star continues. Heads-up action. It started out with 391 players. We're down to these 2.
Steve Brecher well out in front with 6.6 million in chips. Kathy Liebert with just 1.1 million. Everything going Steve Brecher's way in this heads-up battle. Here he looks down at 10-6 of diamonds. Going to raise it up to 125,000. Kathy has him dominated once again with a 10-8. She's going to make the call.
So 10-6 up against 10-8.
Here comes the flop. Which comes 6 deuce deuce. Again, Kathy out-flopped by Steve Brecher.
Kathy quickly checks.
It's pretty easy body language to read right there that this flop didn't help her.
Yep.
He bets out with a 2 pair, takes down the pot, takes 1 step closer to capturing his dream of winning a WPT title and redeeming himself from his performance at his other WPT final table.
This is no longer a happy Kathy. And if it looks good, kill. Kathy to be out in front with that right now.
Well, she's got the queen 10 of spade here, Vince.
She is just calling with it. Now Steve Brecher with it, ace 9.
Oh, Vince, when someone limps in on the button, you have to figure ace 9's the best hand.
And Steve makes it 175, and Kathy's come over the top all in with a quick call by Brecher.
So Kathy Liebert all in with the queen 10 of spade. She must win this pot to have any chance of capturing her WPT dream title tonight. Kathy, the most successful female tournament poker player in history with over $5 million in tournament earnings, must win this pot to stay alive. Let's see if she can do it. Here comes the flop 6-6 deuce with 2 spades.
She's got a shot hanging around.
Well, she's got the flush draw, Vince. Steve Brecher out in front with the ace high. Kathy looking for a queen, a 10, or preferably a spade.
4th straight. Popping up. It's not going to help Kathy.
Well, a deuce comes off. Kathy needs a queen, a 10, or a spade to win the pot. She would tie the pot if a 6 or a deuce comes up. Anything else, Steve Brecher will be our champion.
Yeah, the 63-year-old poker pro out of Reno, he's done it.
4 clubs comes off. So there you have it. Steve Brecher's dream of redeeming himself from his other WPT final table performance comes true. He is our champion.
Extreme disappointment for Kathy Liebert. She'll take home $550,000. But there can only be one champion, a new millionaire on the WPT, and that is Steve Brecher. Congratulations.
The last bounty bites the dust. Kathy Liebert signing over her bounty t-shirt to our champion, Steve Brecher.
WPT Global is committed to being the most fair and secure poker site in the world. Data-driven AI detection technology eliminates collusion and ensures a fair environment for everyone. With zero tolerance for bots and cheaters, WPT Global is trusted by millions of players worldwide. Click the link in the description. Use the code YT11 on deposit and get our welcome package with tournament tickets, deposit match, and more.
Well, here we go. The final table of the Foxwoods Poker Classic about to get underway. Current chip leader is New York businessman Vadim Trincher.
That's right. He's got $2.8 million out in front. The cards are being dealt. The antes will start tonight at 3,000. Blinds are 12 and 24. Here we go. Amnon Filippi, the New York City poker pro, quickly folds, and now Leonard Cortellino has picked up big slick ace-king.
Lenny, a retired Navy man. Big hand on deal number 1 here. He raises it to 60,000.
Everybody else folds, and now the chip leader, Vadim Trincher from Russia, looks down at a king-7 of diamonds.
And he was born in Russia. Been in New York City 20 years now. Very successful businessman. The money means nothing to him tonight, believe it or not. He is out for the title.
He is loose, they say, and let's see if that proves true. He's making this call.
And there you saw a couple WPT champs, Nick Schulman and Eugene Ketchelov, watching Vadim. He's their man.
Okay, here's the flop.
Now flop comes 9-7-4. So Vadim now out in front with second pair, 2 7s, but he checks.
Leonard Cortellino with just ace-king, nothing hitting, is going to bet, making the continuation bet. Looks like 80,000.
Yep, he's bet 80,000, but we know Vadim likes to play. Let's see what he's going to do now with second pair here. He's going to make the call.
Yep, just going to call with the 7s.
The Navy man's got to think the torpedo is misfiring now.
8 of diamonds on the turn. Russian is going to check again.
And Lenny very fearful of this man. Wisely checks right behind him.
Doesn't do it twice in a row. Okay, river card, 10 of hearts. A 4 straight helps no one, though.
120.
Vadim Trincher has just 2 7s, but he is going to bet on the river here. 120,000. You wonder if he thinks he's bluffing this pot, Vince, with just 2 7s here. He's got the best hand.
4 to the straight out there.
But obviously couldn't stand a raise in this situation. But he bets 120,000.
Well, he is proving that he has a lot of guts, and that he's a very loose player.
Well, right there, he dropped the anchor on the Navy man.
Oh, the Russian puts a little dressing on the first hand, takes the pot, extends the chip lead.
The rich get richer.
Life.
Well, there you heard Amnon say the rich get richer, and Vadim correctly said, that's life.
All right back at him. 5 players going after $750,000 here tonight. Action's going back to Lenny.
Well, back on the retired Navy man. He just got burned on ace-king a minute ago, so he folds king 4 here.
Matt Casterella, poker pro out of White Plains, New York, quickly folding as well.
Now it's around to the former options trader, Alex Perelberg. He looks down at ace-3. He's on the extreme short stack here, and he is going to raise it. He makes it 60,000 to go. He's got the kind of hand you just soon pick up the pot right now without getting any action.
Vadim goes out, but look at this. Amnon Filippi is going to test him here. He's got a 9-7 offsuit.
Just called the 36,000 more to see a flop here. Here comes ace 10.
Oh, that is great for the short stack, Alex. 3 of a kind, but Amnon first to act.
Oh, look at Amnon just stretching his neck over there to see how many chips his opponent's got. Like he hit some of that flop. We know he didn't.
Trying to take the play away, but a quick call, of course, by Alex.
Well, Amnon stubbed his toe a little bit right there. Alex proudly turned up the 3 aces.
He's very happy.
Stop and go to work. What else am I going to do there? Check fold?
Alex is an option trader and he has an MBA from Stanford.
Alex, I'm drawing dead. Relax.
I know that.
And he's not drawing dead, but
Jack 8 works.
he is now.
That's it. It's not
Well, yes, right.
The 5 of clubs comes off on the turn. King of diamonds on the river. Alex Perelberg is going to double up.
Nicely done when you're on the short stack. In the audience tonight, his friends and poker coach.
So Alex Perelberg is going to double up here.
Listen.
And the final table of the Foxwoods Poker Classic will continue. Stay with us.
Yep, all the players are saying he's far more aggressive than players like Phil Ivey and Gus Hansen. That is saying a mouthful.
All right, 5 players going after $750,000 here at Foxwoods. Let's go to the table. Amnon Filippi quickly folding his hand.
Around to the Navy man. Leonard Cortellino looks down at 2 kings here. This is beautiful. Lenny, one of 2 players that have been at a WPT final table before in this fivesome.
He's made it 60,000 to go. A couple folds to the chip leader Vadim, who's got a 10-7 of clubs in the big blind.
They're suited cards, so there's no way Vadim is throwing this hand away. He makes the call.
Yeah, living up to his reputation as the loosest player since Phil Ivey. And here we go. The flop. Oh, man, 3 of a kind for Lenny.
He has flopped the top set. Action on Vadim here. We know he likes to bluff a lot, but if he bluffs here, the Navy man will torpedo him right out of this pot.
Yep. And Vadim is going to check it. Now, how do you play it? Do you trap here a little bit when you hit the absolute nuts on the flop?
Well, Vince, against a lot of players, you might do it, especially an aggressive player like Vadim, but he's the kind of guy that could also have a 5-6 or 5-7 in his hand and might come over the top of you with it.
Well, Lenny's not going to try to trap. He's bet 90,000.
So he is going to bet, and he is going to hope that Vadim raises him, but that doesn't happen. Vadim lays it down, so Leonard Cortellino picks up the pot there with 3 kings.
There's Lenny's mother, Ann, rooting him on. Lenny's 45 years old out of Lewiston, Maine. What an opportunity for him here tonight.
What great sporting event happened in Lewiston, Maine, Vince?
I have no idea, my friend.
Well, that's where Muhammad Ali, then Cassius Clay, fought Sonny Liston for the World Heavyweight Championship title.
That is great knowledge, Mike. Thanks. Anyway, a quick fold by Lenny. Matt Casterella, they call him the hot cheese. With 10-4, he's going to make a move here. He's raised it to 60,000.
Vadim goes out. Over to Amnon. He's going to make the call with an ace-7 offsuit here, so the hot cheese has got the highway patrol, the 10-4 offsuit, needs some help and doesn't get it. Amnon has flopped 3 aces as it comes ace-queen.
Oh, boy, and he's going to try to trap here. He checks his 3 aces, but hot cheese, pretty smart, going to check behind him.
Well, doesn't make the continuation bet. A little puzzling when 2 aces come out there. Well, 8 of diamonds comes off on the turn.
85.
Amnon's going to bet 85,000 here.
Yeah, no more free rides with your 3 of a kind.
So right now the hot cheese is turning into melted cheese.
Well, it certainly is. He has absolutely nothing here, but
225.
He is going to come over the top, make it 225,000 to go.
Hot cheese, control yourself. What a bad time to do it. And look, he's trying to act very casual with his mumbling. But hot cheese could become molded cheese very quickly because Amnon making this sneaky deaky quick call.
Well, he does make the call with the 3 aces, but you don't like it, Vince. When a guy raises you on the turn after checking on the flop with this hand, you can't be fond of an ace-7. Now a 3rd diamond comes out there.
Not just a guy, it's hot cheese. You can't have anything. But Amnon's going to check the river. Now what do you do, mister?
Well, he's made a pair of 10s here, Vince, so he's going to check it. The 3 aces by Amnon are going to take down this pot. And he's saying to himself, well, you may be the hot cheese, but pass me the cheddar, my friend. I'll take this one.
Oh, boy. Of all nicknames, that one's got to be ejected, I tell you.
Oh, I don't know. I sort of like it, man. I sort of like it.
All right, what a battle we've got going so far. At least they have Guts out here. And by the way, that is Amnon's. That's Amnon's nickname. They call him Guts because he loves that poker game. Not a poker game, but card game, of course, called Guts.
Well, Amnon making his 4th WPT final table appearance. In the meantime, the businessman out of New York, our chip leader, Vadim Trincher, gets a phone call. You're not allowed to talk on the phone at the table, so he gets up and leaves the table to talk business.
That's right. Amnon also out. Lenny not going to play. And now, once again, I can't say
60.
it, but the hot cheese, the ace-jack is going to bet.
Yeah, he's in the small blind here. That hand obviously figures to be favored over the big blind, but look at this. Alex has picked up ace-10 in the big blind.
He's short stacked. He's suspicious.
No, raise.
And he's going to raise.
Well, you can't blame him for raising here, even though he is dominated.
160 total.
160 total.
This could be a very dangerous raise here.
Was that like half your money?
Man, very perceptive.
A little less.
Recognize that is about half a stack.
I'm all in. I called.
He's going all in, and he's called.
Oh, boy. Possible devastation here for the short stack, Alex Perelberg.
Well, the options trader in dire straits right here. He is dominated and all in, meaning if he loses this pot, he's going to be out in 5th place.
Got in this tournament through a $2,200 satellite. He gets the back rub by his friends.
Come on.
He's in a lot of trouble.
You're nice to get this over with now. I'm in a bad spot here, though. I don't to tell you the
And
truth.
Matt, Hot Cheese is trying to pretend like he's in a bad spot.
Well, it says he's 50-50 at best. Now, no pro would say that when most pros would know you're at least a 70% favorite to win this spot.
Doing a reverse psychology thing. Here comes the flop.
Oh, a jack comes right in the flop. Comes queen, jack, 3, and Alex quickly recognizes he can still win the pot with the king and is screaming for one.
We need a king.
Yeah, Hot Cheese, though, well out in front. He's got to sweat a couple more cards. No king here. And the turn is a 7 of clubs.
7 of clubs comes off.
A club. We need a club.
Well, Alex, you don't need a club because your opponent will have a bigger flush. So you have to catch a king that's not a club to win this pot.
Alex Perelberg on the ropes. Needs a miracle.
Well, there's only 2 kings in the deck that he can catch to win this pot.
Oh, he does.
Because Amnon folded the king of spades.
This was the right time. This was the right time.
In complete peril, but he catches the king!
The king of hearts comes on the river. He hit the 2-outer to stay alive. And Matt Casterella, tough luck for this guy right here.
Happier than a hippie watching a Cheech and Chong movie, the short stack Alex Perelberg is going to survive.
He's cheering as an options trader would if he had inside info, Vince.
Nice guy.
That was the worst card
5 players remain here at Foxwoods, going after a big title and $750,000.
You can't be mad. It's a poker game.
He's mad at you.
No, he's mad at the poker gods. He's not mad at me.
We're coming back with more action on the World Poker Tour.
I told Lenny it was 50-50 before the flop. I mean, the table would be boring without me.
Absolutely.
Now we can play some poker.
Right, exactly.
Poker, Lenny Cortellino with a nothing hand, quickly folding it.
60.
Matt Casterella looks down at a pair of 10s. He's going to raise it. Comes in for 60,000.
Alex with ace-king right behind him. On the
Raise.
short stack. How to play it. He's going to raise.
Well, the same 2 guys going at it again here. This time, each have big hands again.
Yep, he's going to make it 160. And now the Russian, Vadim Trincher, our chip leader at the moment, has picked up a pair of 8s, quickly mucks it.
Well, a good fold by Vadim there.
Amnon out, so it goes back around to the hot cheese. Matt Casterella, full-time tournament pro.
Oh, Vince, he just got beat on a 2-outer at the river by this same guy, so he's going to go ahead and re-raise him right here, try to get his chips back. Oh, Vince, you just think that Alex would just go all in right now. Wow, he shows the ace-king.
Pretty surprising there.
Fires him in the muck. It's very surprising to me. I mean, the guy's been on a short stack all the time. He finally got a few chips and playing a little scared, it looks like now, Vince. I would have think you'd just gone ahead and set him all in there with the ace-king and hope for the best.
You're ready to race, huh? He calls.
Matt Casterella, 28 years old. He's a full-time tournament pro, but the first time at a final table on the World Poker Tour.
Frankie, you don't fold that face up?
I didn't mean
Matt
to
has
throw
over
it.
$1.5 million in career earnings. Last season, he finished 9th at the Doyle Brunson 5 Diamond Poker Classic, so almost made the final table there.
Well, he's a pretty loose player. He's got ace-deuce this time in first position, and he's going to raise with it, making it 60,000 again. Alex out. Our chip leader looks down at a very seductive queen jack of diamonds.
Yeah, it's the kind of hand that you like to see flops with, especially when you're in position and you got the chip lead.
This is the man they say is a big-time gambler. Will play anything, very loose,
5,
aggressive,
6, 7, 8, 9,
mostly
10,
because he's a
11,
very rich
12,
man.
13, 15, 1.5.
Well, you're right, Vince, and that is an advantage at these final tables.
Can't needle me, I'm not sure yet.
When the money doesn't put pressure on you.
You can just splash around a little bit easier, right, Mike?
You can play to win, as we say, because it doesn't matter what position you finish in. The money's not going to change your life.
And look at this, he's going to make it 60,000.
Well, he makes the call. Doesn't raise. And wisely not, as Lenny Cortellino in the big blind has picked up 2 aces.
The weapons of mass destruction for Lenny.
No raise.
Well, he is going to raise it.
Oh, is that right, Lenny?
Well, the pot was raised and called in front of him. The dream situation, you pick up aces in the blind. He's going to raise it 200,000 more. He makes it 260 to go.
And the hot cheese with his lousy ace deuce has just turned into stale cold pizza.
Well, he's going to feel like Velveeta on a grilled cheese sandwich right now. He's going to be melted away here.
Yep. Why get involved with those junk hands?
And Vadim going out as well. They give this player credit for having a hand when he makes a move like that, because he usually always does. So chalk one up to the ex-military man, Lenny Cortellino, takes down a nice pot.
That's right. Did it with aces. 5 players remain. Stay with us. We're coming back with more exciting action from Foxwoods here on the World Poker Tour.
WPT Global is committed to being the most fair and secure poker site in the world. Data-driven AI detection technology eliminates collusion and ensures a fair environment for everyone. With zero tolerance for bots and cheaters, WPT Global is trusted by millions of players worldwide. Click the link in the description. Use the code YT11 on deposit and get our welcome package with tournament tickets, deposit match, and more.
I don't know whether I believe him. Kind of like Paris Hilton saying that she doesn't like the word hot.
Well, Matt Casterella also said he didn't like the fame. He's just here for the money. Then he's saying the same thing. But Vince, I'm not so sure all these players don't really want to be on camera. Maybe Lenny spent a life at sea, I know. Doesn't realize how important this is to him.
All right, and right now you see our chip leader, Vadim Trincher, out in front with 2.9 million. Amnon Filippi in second chip position with 1.9. Let's go to the table. Action going to Vadim. Rich businessman from Russia. Very eccentric player, very fast playing, and this time he has a 9-8.
60.
And he's going to make it 60,000 to go.
Well, Amnon quickly calling with 2 deuces right behind him.
Yes, he does. Lenny Cortellino going out. Hot cheese also folding his hand.
And now around to Alex.
Yep, the short stack Alex won't play as well, so we have two-way action. Vadim versus Amnon. Here's the flop.
2 New Yorkers going at it here. Flop comes 10-7-4 with 2 diamonds. Vadim has flopped an open-end straight draw. Action is on him. Well, he stretches his neck to see how many chips Amnon's got, and he sees it's quite a few. These are the 2 chip leaders at this table.
And the Russian,
70.
the chip leader. Look at this, he's going to bet 70,000, and a quick call by Amnon with the deuces. Here comes the turn.
Well, Queen of Clubs on the turn. Now what do you do with an open-end straight draw? 2 flush possibilities out there. Well, Vadim's going to check, hoping to get the free card here. And Amnon checks right behind him. Comes the river card. Well, 4 clubs comes off, putting 3 clubs out there. Amnon has the best hand with 2 pair. Action on Vadim. Will he put him to the test here? Vadim's got to figure the only way he can win this pot is to bet at it. But remember, he was called when he raised before the flop, and he was called when he bet on the flop. So would you want to fire here on the river?
Well, they say he's a crazy player. He plays like Gus Hansen with nothing. He's proven that so far tonight. Now, will he make this last bet?
150.
Yes, he does. He lives up to his reputation.
I call.
Well, 150,000 quickly called by Amnon without hesitation.
That's annoyingly
A
quick.
nice call by Amnon, but I don't think it's that tough a call to make, Vince. If you call on the flop, your opponent's going to bet on the turn if he's got 10s or queens or any kind of hand in that situation, because there's too much drawing possibilities out there.
Well, it's still very annoying. The quickness about the call. The Russian has to feel like he's just been put in the gulag for a couple days. It's very annoying. You think you have control over the table, and then that happens.
Nice call.
Thank you.
All right. Nicely played by the New Yorker, Amnon Filippi, who is one title away from becoming a big star.
Well, he's made 4 WPT final table appearances now, looking for his first title.
Whatever you do, don't play this hand.
You make some
Nothing good
calls
can
like
come of it, I'm
that.
telling you, just fold now.
And he's in a good mood right now after winning that last hand. And this time he's got
I'm
Queen
steaming.
10 of
No, his
spades.
card flipped over. Not you steaming. Not you, him.
He's going to make it 60,000 to go. Now Lenny Cortellino behind him with ace-6 of diamonds will make this call.
Well, Lenny wants to see a flop. Matt going out, Alex out. Run to Vadim. Oh, he's got ace-10 of clubs here, Vince.
Yeah, pretty attractive ace-10 of clubs.
He's got 24,000 in the pot now. No doubt in my mind he's going to play this hand. The question is he just going to call or is he going to come over the top?
Well, he'd like to get revenge to that guy on his left there, Amnon, for calling him with his deuces. Maybe he'll hit here.
He is going to make the call, so we've got 3-way action here. Well, here comes the flop. It's Jack, 3 deuce, rainbow, all different suits, no help to anybody.
No, all those cards out there helping no one, and a check by Vadim.
Amnon Filippi actually has the worst hand out of the 3.
125.
Yet he's going to make the continuation bet here. Bets 125,000.
He is boldly betting where no other player might go in this hand. 125,000, just hoping against hope no one had a jack.
Well, Lenny's looking at him like he doesn't believe him. But he is going to lay his hand down.
Only one to beat is the very loose, tough Russian. But he is going to succumb, giving up the pot to Amnon.
So a nice continuation bet by Amnon picks up that pot for him.
Well, he's been here before, but he's just one title away from becoming a WPT Poker Made Millionaire and a big star in the game. Stay with us. We're coming back with more action here on the World Poker Tour. Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. 5 players remain going after this title at Foxwoods. The antes have gone up to 4,000. Blinds are going to be 15 and 30,000.
Current chip leader is New York businessman Vadim Trincher with 2.5 million in chips, but Amnon Filippi right behind him now, just a couple 100,000 off.
All right, we go to the table. The hot cheese, they call him. Matt Casterella quickly folding his hand, as does Alex Perelberg.
Around to the chip leader now. He's got the 3-5 offsuit. He's on the button, though. As we've told you, he plays more aggressive than Gus Hansen and Phil Ivey.
Well, he's loose. He's in position. He's got a 3-5, and he's going to make it 70,000 to go.
Amnon Filippi right behind him with 2 jacks.
Wow.
Quickly comes right over the top for 200,000.
Yeah, nice hand. Makes it 200,000 now. Lenny squeezing a king 10. He won't play that.
The Navy man going back into port.
So it's another 130 to call. If you're the Russian, the chip leader, he's just splashing around with his 5-3. Let's see what he does now.
Yeah, it cost him 130,000 more to make the call. But he's going to lay it down. Gives Amnon respect, and deservedly so in this situation.
Doesn't want to see the flop. Now there in the audience is Amnon's friend Paul Darden.
Yep, WPT champ. Sitting out there rooting his buddy on along with Steve Sung. Has made multiple WPT final tables.
Yep, they've got a good poker posse going on. Very well respected, great players. They hang out together, rooting Amnon on. Now action goes to Amnon. This time he looks down at a queen jack.
Well, he's on a bit of a roll right now, so he's going to raise it right here.
Yep, 80,000 to go. Lenny out, Hot Cheese also out.
Alex folding as well, but Vadim picks up 2 5s out of the big blind, and once again, the 2 chip leaders are going to go at it as Vadim makes the call.
Yep. Queen Jack versus a pair of 5s. There's Vadim's family, many friends.
Oh, a dream flop for Vadim. It's come 7-7-5. He has flopped a full house. Action is on Vadim.
This is why you play poker, for these moments.
Vadim, because he's always so aggressive, is going to lead out and bet the full house right here. He bets 100,000.
And he gets the quick call. Very nicely played by Vadim. He's going to get action. A lot of players would have checked that and tried to trap. Vadim knows better.
Vadim bet, but Amnon made a quick call with just the queen high. Now the 10 of diamonds comes off. Well, nobody believes Vadim. This time he's going to check. Throw a little rope to Amnon here.
175.
Oh, and Amnon is going for it. He's grabbed it, Vince, and this is going to be, he's drawing completely dead. No card he can catch to win the pot. Just a matter how much he's going to lose.
Well, the Russian has set him up beautifully. Usually when a guy bets on the flop with 7-7-5, usually he has a piece of it, a pair of fives, and then you can bully your way out of this if you're at Amnon later in the pot. That's what Amnon thinks he can do, but right now he is dead wrong.
All right here, Vadim is hoping
500.
he's got a big overpair because he is going to raise it to $500,000.
That is kind of surprising there. Doesn't really need this raise at this point.
Oh, I disagree, Vince. I think he's making a very good raise here. And I say that once he got called on the flop, you assume your opponent's got an overpair, maybe 2 jacks, 2 nines.
So let him draw out on you. Can't you gamble a little bit, Mike? If he hits it, he hits it.
I don't think so. If he had that hand, Vince, you're liable to win a giant pot. Well, Amnon has nothing, so he's going to go away. There you see Vadim's son, Ilya, his 2 buddies, WPT champs, Nick Schulman and Eugene Ketchelov, watching the old man take down that pot.
Vadim extending his chip lead. Stay with us. We're coming back with more action here on the World Poker Tour.
Question about it, just a phenomenal casino property. Great poker here at Foxwoods.
Nestled in the woods. If you stepped outside, you can actually get lost in woods and trees. It's absolutely beautiful.
Hey, you can get lost in this place. Forget about the woods.
All right, back to the table. Matt Casterella, quick fold by him. Alex Perelberg playing pretty tight on the short stack, also folding.
Well, now our chip leader, Vadim Trincher, looks down at 6-3 of spade on the button. We saw him raise with 5-3 offsuit last time.
And boy, he could play some slop poker, this Russian can.
1.1, 1.2. How much you have?
Yeah, I'd like to know how many chips everybody's got.
2.8.
Lenny giving it right back to him. I'll try that at the table next time. Someone ask me how much I got. Yeah, how much you got, Mr. Billionaire?
70.
They're looking at each other like Amnon wasn't even in the pot. And Vadim does raise it to 70,000. Amnon goes out. Look at this. The retired Navy man picks up 2 8s in the big blind.
Call.
And he's just going to call. Doesn't come over the top with 2 8s here. I'm a little surprised at that because against this aggressive player, 2 8s figure to be the best hand for sure. Oh, what a flop. It's come 9-8-6.
Maybe he knew something.
Lenny has flopped 3 8s. Vadim has flopped bottom pair. Well, Lenny is going to check. And Vadim checks right behind him.
Very shrewdly checks.
Ace of spade comes off, gives Vadim a 4 flush as well as 2 6s. Lenny, of course, has the 3 8s.
150.
He is going to bet out here in hopes that his opponent has an ace. May take the bit here and raise him.
Vadim's got a 4 flush and he's got a pair.
Cool.
And he's just going to call very wisely.
Well, he knows Lenny's the kind of player that's got a hand when he bets. So he just makes the call. Knows he's got to have outs to win this pot some kind of way. Well, an ace comes off. This gives Lenny a full house.
Yeah.
8's full of aces.
Vadim, of course, not hitting his flush. Action on Lenny.
Lenny is hoping that his opponent's got some kind of ace. Weak ace in his hand. Something he can pay him off with on the river if he bets. See what the ex-Navy man is going to do here.
400.
Well, he's getting out the guns. He is going to fire 400,000. Vadim with bottom pair lays it down. I'll tell you, Vadim makes good laydowns. He's got good poker instincts, Vince. I know he's very aggressive. He bets a lot of pots, but believe me, the guy knows how to play the game.
Well, he saved some money in that pot. Very shrewdly done. And, of course, he has been coached by Nick Schulman, who's a WPT champion.
Now, sitting on Nick's right there is Vadim's son, Ilya, who's also quite a poker player and plays high-stakes poker himself. I played with him several times as well, and I can tell you, he's a poker player, too, and a good one.
Good team to have there. Let's go back to the table. Alex Perelberg on the extreme short stack has an ace-3 of diamonds. Will he shove right now?
Well, Vince, I almost think you have to with blinds at 15 and 30,000. You've only got 140,000 left. And yes, he does move all in.
The options trader down to no other choice. He has pushed. It looks like 137,000 all in.
Well, Vadim says, how much is it?
Vadim's got ace-7.
Well, he's got him dominated, we say, but there's 3 guys yet to act behind him, so he lays his hand down.
As does Amnon, and now Leonard Cortellino. Take a look at his cards. No, he won't play.
I call. You got a pair?
Hot cheeses, though.
Well, Matt makes a call with 2 4s, and he is going to love it when his opponent turns up an ace-3.
They've been through this drill before.
I say he's going to love it because he's over a 70% favorite to win this pot, nearly 3-1, because Vadim threw an ace away here.
Well, Alex has been playing for 5 days, 43 years old. He's an option trader.
How about some diamonds?
Will this be his last hurrah?
Hey, whatever
Now
happens.
remember last time, Matt and Alex played a giant pot where Alex was all in. Alex had ace-10, but Matt had him dominated with ace-jack and lost that pot on the river. Once again, he's got him dominated.
He's better this time. Well, it's the same
In
as
great
last
shape
time. 3
to
outs.
eliminate Alex from this tournament.
Well, diamond straight.
2 outs and less money.
Huh?
And less money.
Yeah, Vadim says I threw an ace away, so Matt's feeling a little bit better.
See an ace.
Here's the flop.
Diamond.
Oh.
2 diamonds! 2
Well, Alex
diamonds!
says 2 diamonds have come on the flop.
He's got hope.
Well, it's a wry smile by Matt there. He sees his opponent can now catch a diamond to make a flush or an ace.
He's going to miss the turn. He's going to miss the turn.
Well, Matt says he's going to miss the turn for sure.
Here comes the brick, because we're going to have the drama.
Well, he did miss the turn. The 9 of clubs comes off.
It is a brick for him.
Now the diamond.
Now you're going to have a diamond.
Or the ace will be worse.
Wow.
The ace will hurt more.
Well, the ace will hurt more. I don't know why. Alex is going to win with either one of those, a diamond or an ace.
His dream of becoming a very rich man on the WPT comes down to this last card. Can he catch his diamond? He got
It
the
is a diamond. Alex has made the flush. And Matt doomly forecasted what would happen. Exactly correct. Guy should be a fortune teller, Vince.
Oh, man. Alex Perelberg.
I'm not going away. You just can't take me out.
He's like this rash I had in high school, just never went away.
I gotta get all these beats out of the way early now.
He's going to stick around.
WPT Global is committed to being the most fair and secure poker site in the world. Data-driven AI detection technology eliminates collusion and ensures a fair environment for everyone. With zero tolerance for bots and cheaters, WPT Global is trusted by millions of players worldwide. Click the link in the description. Use the code YT11 on deposit and get our welcome package with tournament tickets, deposit match, and more.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. 5 players remain here at Foxwoods. Our chip leader right now, Vadim Trincher, with about 2.5 million in chips. Let's go to the table. Action on Leonard Cortellino. He quickly folds his hand.
Well, round to the hot cheese. Matt Casterella, he looks down at an ace-10. He's going to come in for 80,000.
Alex Perelberg out with the chip leader, Vadim Trincher. He's picked up ace-queen.
Now got a real hand this time. We've seen him bet on a lot of garbage so far.
What do we have?
Let's see what he's going to do now.
5, 6, 7,
What's a
8,
countdown?
9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
How much you got so
14,
I can take it?
Probably at 1.6 behind.
1.6.
Vadim, a Russian now residing in New York City.
Very successful businessman. And let me add, a terrific poker player.
First time as a chip leader at the final table, of course. All right, well, he just calls it with ace-queen. Amnon out.
So here comes the flop. Yeah, flop. Jack 8-3 with 2 hearts. That's no help to either player. Vadim has the best hand with ace-queen. He checks.
Hot cheese. Matt also checking.
And now the 6 of spade comes off.
150.
Vadim might be thinking his ace-queen is the best hand here. He's going to bet it.
Yes, he is. Looks like 150,000.
I call.
Well, Matt, not believing Vadim has the best hand, is going to make the call here.
Yeah, hot cheese could turn into cheese bits very quickly. He didn't get lucky on the last card.
Well, here comes that river card. Well, the 7 of hearts comes off, so possible flush, possible straight out there now.
But it's helping neither player. And Vadim sort of given up here. He's checked it.
250.
250,000.
Wow.
Is being bet by Matt here with just the ace-10.
Yeah, he's saying, you show me some weakness, I'm going to take it away from you.
Well, Vance, there's no way Vadim's going to put him on a flush here because he didn't bet on the flop. He wouldn't give him credit for a 9-10 because he didn't. He would have bet that on the flop also. So very puzzling as to what he's got here.
Of course, on the other hand, they say that Vadim is an unpredictable player. He could come back over the top with nothing. You just never know with this guy, but no, he's going to make a lay down.
He's going to lay it down, so I think that hand was played rather peculiar by Matt Casterella, but it worked out well for him as he outplays Vadim in that pot to take it down.
Not the best hand all the way.
Well, they call him Hot Cheese, and right now he's the big cheese, taking down a very good one.
Hot Cheese taking down the cheese there, that's for sure.
All right to the table. Vadim, a little disgusted there. Quickly folds his hand, a little annoyed about the last hand, and Amnon Filippi getting back in the action with the raise. He's got King 8.
Not often that he gets by Vadim, where he's the first one to be able to raise the pot.
Lenny out, Matt out.
If I go out, I want it to be
and Alex Perelberg says all in.
I just do. I'm all in.
Look at this. He has just 10-7.
He's got the 10-7 of spade.
Yeah,
the crazy thing is it's only an additional 15,000.
Hold your breath till the river, Amnon. That's my advice.
He's got to call it.
If he's
Of course,
ahead,
he's very pot committed.
then he's going to lose. If he's behind, he'll probably win.
I am behind.
Well, he is behind. He's not lying about that. But every time he's been all in, he's been way behind, and yet he's won every time. Can he do it again, Vince?
Good luck to you, okay?
If we hear the screaming, we'll know you won.
For the third time, he's all in with the worst hand. Well, Vince, as my old drill sergeant said, you can only slide so far in barbed wire.
Two left cards. Two left
Here we
cards,
go with
right?
the flop. King 8 up against 10-7.
Who folded the kings here?
I had one of your 8s.
And look at this. Discussions about everyone's hands.
Well, Amnon out in front with the king high. Let's see what happens. Here comes the flop.
I know.
Oh, the flop comes Queen, Jack 9. Alex has flopped a flush draw and an open-end straight draw.
Can he do it again? There's Paul Darden and Steve Sung, two great players, watching on.
Well, right now, Amnon has the best hand with king high. Mathematically not the favorite, but still, he has the best hand right now.
4.
Amnon a little amused at this, it seems.
Well, Amnon can't catch a king or an 8 because that'll give his opponent a straight here. He just got to hold on at the king high. Just holds up.
Options trader with
I need a spade.
huge outs now.
The turn doesn't matter unless it's a spade.
Oh, but he didn't get it there.
Well, 4 clubs on the turn. That's good for Amnon. Alex looking for a spade, a king, an 8. Any of those cards will win it for him.
First WPT appearance. Can he get lucky? No!
Well, Queen of clubs comes off.
I can't hit it 3 times.
So finally, Alex Perelberg does not outdraw somebody on the river. He is eliminated in 5th place.
I told you I wanted
It was a big effort by Alex Perelberg, 42 years old, out of Westport, Connecticut. First time on the WPT circuit, first tournament. He's going to pick up $106,000 for his efforts. So that's going to do it for him. He has gone a long walk in the forest. We are down to 4 players. We're coming back for more of the World Poker Tour.
Fighting it out for over $750,000 first place prize and a coveted WPT title.
That is right. We just got rid of Alex Perelberg, the options trader. Back to Wall Street he goes. We're down to these 4. Cards are being dealt once again. Action going to Leonard Cortellino.
Vince, I can tell you all 4 of these guys can play poker, but only one can take down the title tonight.
All right, a quick fold by Lenny. Matt Casterella. Hot Cheese also going out.
First walk of the tournament.
Around to Vadim in the small blind.
I know. I'm only kidding.
He just has a Jack 3 offsuit, but
like 10 minutes later.
he wants to see every flop, so he's going to make the call here.
Because the 9 was showing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so you couldn't play your 9-3, I remember.
Amnon looking down at a junky little 4-3, so 2 junk hands going to do battle. Here's the flop.
Now flop comes Jack 5 deuce.
Uh-oh.
Vadim has flopped top pair, but Amnon has flopped an open-end straight draw.
Check.
Vadim checks, and Amnon quickly checks right behind him.
2 checks. Now look at this card, a 3 that gives Vadim 2 pair.
Gives Amnon a pair and an open-end straight draw.
Sure does.
But Vadim is now going to bet 2 pair.
Yep, he's got his chips out, looks like. About 55,000.
Quickly called by Amnon. You can't blame him for calling here. I'd call too, especially if my opponent checked on the flop.
If you want to see that river card, Amnon's going to see it. Here it is.
Oh, and it's a 3.
Oh, man.
Amnon has made 3 threes, but unfortunately for him, Vadim has made a full house. 3s full of jacks. Action is on Vadim.
Yep. And look at this. He has the guts to check this, hoping to get a bet.
125.
Just wishing to get the bet, and he does get the bet.
Well, Vance, anybody would bet 3 of a kind after your opponent checks here. Amnon betting 125,000. Now Vadim You know, it looks like he's gone to one of those famous acting schools in New York. Which ones are those, Matt? You've been there.
Oh, yeah, that would be the Tori Spelling Academy, I believe.
Oh, and look at this. He's just sitting back in his seat like he doesn't know what to do. We know what he's going to do. He's going to raise this pot with a full house.
It's a performance. There's a lot of subtleties to this performance, and we're seeing it by the Russian businessman. You know he's just going to snap back with a raise.
300 more.
Yep, there it is, a $300,000 re-raise.
I call.
Oh, that is going to hurt. He can't get away from that.
Well, Vadim is going to take down over $1 million pot to extend his chip lead.
Wow.
Well, that's what happens when you have to play those junk cards in the blinds. Crazy things can happen, and that is a big pot for the chip leader.
425.
Vadim Trincher with the team of his buddy Nick Schulman and Eugene Kachelov. They are well on the way to a title. We've got some stiff competition. New Yorker Amnon Filippi, the Navy man Leonard Cortellino, and of course, we've got hot cheese Matt Casterella. Very tough.
4 tough poker players fighting it out for this coveted WPT title.
Had a 3 also.
Sick.
Well, with that hand, our time has run out, but as you can see, anything can happen on the World Poker Tour.
WPT Global is committed to being the most fair and secure poker site in the world. Data-driven AI detection technology eliminates collusion and ensures a fair environment for everyone. With zero tolerance for bots and cheaters, WPT Global is trusted by millions of players worldwide. Click the link in the description. Use the code YT11 on deposit and get our welcome package with tournament tickets, deposit match, and more.
All right, the antes are going to start out at 4,000. The blinds 15 and 30 as the cards are being dealt.
Well, 4 players left. 2 of these players have been at a WPT final table before. 2 haven't. All 4 going for their first WPT title.
Okay, and with a quick fold by Vadim Trincher, Amnon Filippi with ace-jacks makes it 80,000 to go.
I call.
Lenny out, but hot cheese Matt Casterella with a king-jack makes a quick call.
Yep, he's got the Kojak and makes the call. He's dominated, but what a flop. It's come king-jack 8.
And he checks it.
Matt quickly checks. Amnon now with second pair and top kicker is going to bet 120,000.
Yep. Dream flop for hot cheese. That's his nickname they gave him, but they say it has no real meaning other than just a name.
Oh, I love this name. He's going to raise it, though. Makes it $320,000 now, so it's a $200,000 raise that's quickly called by Amnon.
Yep, Amnon's kind of suspicious, saying maybe this guy's on a draw here. He's made the call.
And deuce of clubs comes off.
I'm all in.
Oh, he's all in. It's about a $1.5 million bet, which is more chips than Amnon has.
What are you scared of? Think of a draw?
And it's such a big bet. Amnon's thinking to himself, is this guy on a draw trying to just muscle me out?
King, queen. King, jack, a call, king, jack. Cards.
Amnon trying to put the piece of this puzzle together. He puts his opponent on a draw and makes this call.
Why would you move all in?
He could be out in 4th place because he needs an ace.
What are you scared of?
That's the only card he can catch to win it.
Why would you move all in? Why would you move all in?
What a decision for Amnon Filippi.
Pretty sure you don't want me to call.
His 4th time at a WPT final table. He'd love to take home his first title.
This is going to be a bluff.
Tournament life is on the line here.
All right, show me a bluff.
His dreams of capturing a WPT title would most likely be out the door if he made the call, but he does fold.
Yep, he says, show me the bluff.
I'll show one.
Matt is showing him the jack.
I had you.
Where Amnon thinks he had the best hand with the ace-jack.
Wow. You'd be sick of that call.
Unless you see 2 cards at a poker table, you can never trust the man. Amnon, you should know better.
Good bluff.
All right, we are just getting started. 4 players here at Foxwoods. We're coming right back on the World Poker Tour. The World Poker Tour at Foxwoods. 4 players remain. Started out this event with 259 players. We got some great players here going after this $750,000 here tonight.
Well, our chip leader is the guy that came to this final table as the chip leader. Successful businessman Vadim Trincher. Action on him, and he folds.
Yep. Amnon Filippi out of New York City also folding.
Now we're on the retired Navy man, Leonard Cortellino, making his 2nd WPT final table appearance. Looks down a queen 5 of diamonds.
80.
He's going to raise it to 80,000.
Now you notice that Lenny actually wears his sunglasses upside down. How do you like that?
Well, he's a lifelong Navy man, Vince. That's what happens when you spend a life at sea, man.
Actually, I think he says he wears it because he can see down at the cards when they're upside down, but the other players can't see his eyes.
In the meantime, Matt, the hot cheese, makes the call with the king 7 of clubs. What a flop for Lenny here. He's got top pair and a flush draw. And he quickly stacks out there. Looks like 105,000.
I call.
And Matt
has no hand and no draw, makes the call with the king 7 here. It tells me he's looking to steal this pot later some kind of way. I'm going to try to. Well, 8 of hearts comes off. Then he's going to check here with the 2 5s and the flush draw.
225.
And that's exactly what Hot Cheese was trying to do. He's going to try to steal it right now.
Call. I don't think it's going to work with this kind of draw here.
A $225,000 bet. He's been called.
Well over 800,000 in the pot right now. Here comes the river card. 8 of diamonds comes off. Lenny Cortellino, the ex-Navy man, has made the flush. He's going to check.
Throwing the rope there. The hot cheese.
Look at the hot cheese, Vince.
Oh boy, he's going to turn into cheese bits very quickly.
Well, I can tell you, the hot cheese is going to be a rat caught in a mousetrap here.
Yep, it's a $500,000 bet.
Well, Lenny now going into the acting mode. Yes, the board is paired. Yes, his opponent could have a bigger flush, but I just can't imagine he's not going to call this, at least, which he did call. And Lenny's going to take down a very nice pot here, over $1.8 million in this pot.
To the delight of Pauline, his wife, and his mother, Ann.
Oh, anchors away, my friend. Ship me the cheese.
I hope you don't have a full house with that, but I don't know. I didn't want you to show
Look at Lenny, his second final table here on the World Poker Tour. He finished in 6th place at the World Poker Finals a few years back, and right now, tons of chips in front of him. All right, antes are staying at 4,000, but the blinds are going up to 20 and 40,000.
Well, we've seen Matt Casterella try to make that play several times at this final table. It hasn't worked yet. Calling on the flop with no hand and no draw and then betting later, but you got to admire the guy's heart.
Let's go to this hand. Amnon with king 9 of diamonds, making it 100,000. Lenny going to take a breather, and hot cheese now.
275.
Matt Casterella with an ace 10. He's going to raise.
Well, he's going to come over the top of that hand.
Makes it 275. Behind him, Vadim with a pair of 8s.
Well, he's got that middle pair. Pot's been raised and re-raised, just doesn't want to get involved. Lays it down.
Interesting lay down, and now it's back on Amnon.
He's on the short stack right now with 4 players left, so knows any one of these guys could bust him if he gets involved with a pot with him. So he's going to lay down the king 9. So the hot cheese takes down the pot there.
Well done by the Poker Pro out of White Plains, New York. Stay with us. We're coming back with more action on the World Poker Tour.
Let's see it.
But right now, he's got $2.6 million in front of him.
Well, he plays a lot of pots like the great players Phil Ivey and Gus Hansen. Those guys are betting so much, nobody believes him because they steal so many pots. Same holds true for Vadim. These guys just don't believe him when he bets.
All right, to the table we go. 4 handed action, 2 quick folds, and on Vadim, who looks down at an ace-5 offsuit.
Now, once again, seemingly, Vadim and Amnon play a lot of pots together.
110.
Here they're both in the blinds. And here Vadim's going to raise it to 110,000 to go.
And Amnon's going to call it with his queen 10.
So we're going to see a flop here. Vadim the chip leader, Amnon on the short stack, and the flop comes ace, ace, deuce. Vadim has flopped 3 aces and checks.
Yep. Digging the hole, putting the branches and twigs over it, waiting for the sucker to fall in. Is it Amnon? I'm thinking yes.
150.
There you go.
Well, 150,000 Amnon is betting.
Back to the Russian, who played this so coyly.
Vince, we've seen this happen several times at this final table. When he's got a hand, he checks it, and seemingly Amnon bets every time.
200 more.
There you go. Comes back with the raise of 200 in addition.
Well, there you saw the look by Amnon.
Oh, boy.
Have you really got an ace? I just can't believe it.
And you see, that's like a shocked look, like when if your wife just told you that she wants a divorce. That's the look Amnon had right there. It was just like, absolutely. Are you kidding, honey? I mean, it's just very disturbing. But Vadim making the most out of that check raise. Four-handed action. Vadim extends his chip lead to close to 2.8. Action going, though, to Leonard Cortellino, ex-Navy man.
Aircraft carrier folds.
Matt Casterella also going out. And now Vadim with just a junky 6-4. Gonna call this.
Right behind him, Amnon has the Jack-6 of hearts, says give us a flop. And here comes the flop, and what a flop for Vadim. He's flopped the bottom 2 pair.
Well, this is the way you win tournaments, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, he's gonna bet, looks like 55,000. Amnon has middle pair. And against this guy, as these players have told you time and time again, you just don't believe he's got a hand. So when he gets one like this, he gets paid off. But when he gets outdrawn on the turn, it could cost him a lot. Amnon finally catching a card to take the lead. He has a better 2 pair.
What a great card for Amnon right there. And Vadim first to act. Gonna make another bet. 115,000.
Well, there are 3 clubs out there, so there is a possible club flush out there.
What would you do, Mike? Do you come back over the top, find out where you are?
I would, Vince. I'd raise right here. If he's got the flush, he's just got it. But if he just had one club and another club came up, I'd be sick that I didn't raise it.
But you know what? He's a little scared of Vadim here. He's just going to call it.
Well, he does just call, so let's see what happens from here.
Will that backfire for Amnon?
Well, Queen of Diamonds on the river.
So they both still have their 2 pair.
Yeah, over 430,000 in this pot. Action's on Vadim. He has the bottom 2 pair. And Vince, he's got to think they're good by the way this hand's been played.
130.
Yep.
He's going to bet 130,000. Well, Amnon just calls.
A little TC fly bet for the amount of the pot.
What a great bet by Vadim there to save money, in my opinion. He made a scary defensive bet, and Amnon just called rather than raised. Amnon takes down the pot.
Well, we have 4 players remaining. This one's up for grabs at Foxwoods. Stay tuned. We're coming back with more action on the World Poker Tour. Navy man who has a shot at taking home the first place prize of $750,000 here tonight.
Well, you have to respect those that serve our country, especially that serve it for a career in the military, as Leonard Cortellino has done, 21 years in the Navy. Hard to root against those kind of people.
Yes, it is. But back to the table we go. They call him hot cheese. Matt Casterella quickly folding an 8-3.
Now our chip leader, Vadim Trincher, lays down an 8-deuce.
And now Amnon with an ace-10, just calling.
Well, he just limps in to try to camouflage the strength of his hand.
But Lenny with a pretty good king-queen here. What will he do with it?
Well, most people might raise in this situation after the guy limped in front of him, but Lenny takes the conservative route and says, okay, let's just see a flop here.
Both slow playing in quality hands, and here's the flop.
Oh, a nice flop for Lenny as he's flopped top pairs. Come king, 9, deuce. Amnon checks. And then he is going to bet.
Yeah, he's going to bet 50,000 with his kings.
And this is what happens when you slow play before the flop. You don't know what to do when you check and your opponent bets here. Do you have the best hand or not? Now a 10 comes off on the turn, giving Amnon second pair with top kicker. A card that might get him in a little trouble.
Checked again, and Lenny with the kings betting 100 grand.
Well, Amnon calls him with the 2 10s. So nearly 400,000 in the pot right now.
Down to the river we go. 7 doesn't help either player.
Well, again, Amnon checks.
150.
And Lenny looking to get the value bet in here. Bets 150,000 with top pair.
Just picking him to death here.
King, queen.
He gets the call he wants.
That's good.
So the ex-Navy man picking up a nice pot there.
To the absolute delight of his mother Ann and his wife Pauline. Nicely done by Lenny. Lenny is from Lewiston, Maine. He's 45 years old. 14th WPT tournament, his 4th WPT cash.
Vince, he says he only plays when he wins satellites to get in these big tournaments. He won a $1,000 satellite to get into this tournament, and what a parlay this could be for him.
Yes, it could. And with that last hand, the antes are going up to 5,000. Blinds 25 and 50. Back to the table we go. This time, Amnon, the hat off for the first time tonight. Peaks down into 10-7. Won't play that mess.
Oh, now Lenny has picked up 2 10s.
125.
He's going to raise it, makes it 125,000 to go.
Next in order is Matt. He's got ace, deuce of diamonds.
Now the hot cheese wants to see a flop with his hand, so he's going to make the call.
Now the chip leader, the Russian living out of New York, Vadim Trincher. He's got big slick, ace king here.
Oh, he's got a real hand.
What do we have?
There's about 1.1 left, 1.2 maybe.
Well, let's know how many chips everybody's got.
Yep.
Close.
Very curious. Makes some talk, tries to get a read on him.
Raise.
And there comes the raise.
I don't think how many chips they had influenced his betting. It's what he's got. The reason he's betting, ace king of hearts, $300,000 raise.
Lenny is going to make the pretty tight lay down here.
What do you got, queens or kings?
And Matt cannot play.
Show the bluff.
Well, that was a big lay down, but I believe against either of the other two players, he would have played that hand. He's in second chip position now, and you can tell he just wants to avoid playing a pot against Vadim while he's sitting in second chip position.
It's anywhere on TV. I don't have to show anything.
Absolutely not.
They're gonna edit that one.
Maybe it's not even on TV.
If it's not on TV, I would show.
Let's go to this hand. Here we go. Amnon Filippi, a quick fold. Leonard Cortellino also going out.
So now we're down to the battle of the blinds. It's Matt, the hot cheese, Casterella, who looks down at ace king and makes a nice raise.
Yep. And Vadim right behind him has a pair of tens.
That's, both blinds have a big hand.
About 1,500,000.
Well, Vadim has re-raised this.
Then he's bet 275,000, and quickly Matt goes all in.
Yep, hot cheese says all in.
Well, Vadim not really liking it, but this is a huge all-in bet of nearly $1 million more.
Okay, cool.
Oh, he's got to make this call.
Can't blame him. We've got the classic race situation. The two tens versus the two overcards, the ace king.
Good luck, sir.
Matt Casterella must win this pot to stay alive in this tournament. Ironically, if he wins the pot, he'll be the chip leader at this final table.
Vadim with the pair of tens.
And I don't think you can fault either player for getting all their chips in before the flop here against the blind.
Let's see what happens.
Oh!
A king comes up.
Well, even though Matt has outflopped him and taken the lead, Matt has been outdrawn on the river twice when his opponent's been all in. He knows that Vadim can catch a 10 or a queen and win this pot. Now, six of diamonds on the turn. Matt's just saying to himself, come on, just let me get by the river card one time. Yes, three of spade comes off, and Matt has taken the chip lead here. So the hot cheese has become the big cheese at this final table.
Yes, he has. The complete delight of his fans and friends. And for the first time tonight, Vadim taking a hit there.
Well, he took a hit, Vince, but you certainly can't fault for the way he played that pot. Just unfortunate for him, he lost the race.
Stay with us, more action coming up on the World Poker Tour.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
For the first time tonight, we've got a new chip leader. That's Matt, the hot cheese Casterella. He's got $2.35 million in chips. In second place, the ex-Navy man Leonard Cortellino with $2.1 million. Vadim Trincher now in third place with just under $2 million. And in fourth place, top pro Amnon Filippi with $1.4 million.
Okay, to the felt we go. Action going to Amnon Filippi, and he's going to throw away his 8-3.
Over to the ex-Navy man, Leonard Cortellino. Got the jack-8 of hearts. Just wants to stay out of the way for a while.
Yep, and now Matt Casterella with 10-8 going to call.
He limps in and calls. Vadim has picked up two queens in the big blind. He's going to raise it $100,000.
I call.
Makes it 150 to go. Matt going to splash around, makes the call.
Well, that's the one player that said he never believes this guy when he bets. And here comes a flop 10-4 deuce. Matt has flopped top pair. Vadim, of course, has the overpair.
Well, Matt has checked, and now Vadim betting 250,000 with the overpair. The ladies.
Well, Vince, this is part of the problem. When you call raise with marginal hands, you've hit top pair.
Ooh.
Now he's going to raise, and he is headed for quicksand.
He says re-raise here. He says 750,000 to go.
Well, Vince, it's the kind of flop that there's no flush possibilities. No straights. Hard to believe your two queens aren't the best hand. He moves all in. And Matt doesn't like it at all.
Nor does his friends and family.
Well, Vince, there's nearly $3 million in the pot right now. It's going to cost Matt about another $1 million to make the call, so he's getting 3-to-1 odds on his money. But
do I even have that?
You know, even aggressive players pick up hands once in a while.
It's such a big pot.
It is a big pot. It's going to be a lot bigger if you call it.
Wish I had 3-5. I would have called already.
Matt, looking about as confused as a politician without a teleprompter right now. Just doesn't know what to do.
Well, Vince, all he can beat is a bluff here in my mind.
Do you want me to call?
So if you think your opponent's bluffing, you can call him. If not, you just lay it down and save your $1 million.
What a turning point this could be. It'd be a great lay down.
I call.
Cheese could get away with it, but he doesn't.
Well, he said earlier before the final table started, he just never believes this guy. Maybe he's going to believe him now. Two WPT champs, Nick Schulman and Eugene Kechelov, along with Vadim's son, Ilya, rooting Vadim on here. He's the big favorite to win this pot and double up here and regain the chip lead.
Jack 3 or something?
A deuce comes off on the turn. That means an 8 won't help Matt anymore. He must catch a 10 on the river to win this pot. Has to make 10s full. Nothing else will do. 6 of clubs comes off. So there you go. Just that quickly after relinquishing the chip lead, he retakes it in the next hand, Vince.
You never believe me.
I thought you were steaming.
The hot cheese turned rotten right there. Got involved over his head.
You really think I am not?
And the table talk continues as 4 players
The
remain.
only thing I was worried about was my kicker. I thought he was going to show me total air. That's such a bad read.
Stay tuned. We're coming back with more action from Foxwoods in just a moment. We are back here at Foxwoods for the World Poker Tour. Welcome. 4 players remain, and the blinds are going up to 30 and 60,000.
And once again, our chip leader is successful businessman Vadim Trincher with over $4.2 million in chips. He is in command right now.
All right, to the table we march. It's going to be on Leonard Cortellino, the retired Navy man. He looks down at an ace-7.
Well, he's playing very conservative right now, just trying to move up a notch or two and get more prize money. Lays that hand down.
And now Matt Hot Cheese Casterella has picked up ace-king. He's going to raise with it, 160,000 to go.
Well, he's got to love this hand. He's on the short stacked and picked up a big duke.
The Russian has got a pair of 6s.
Should have known you'd ask.
And he says, how much you got again?
1, 2,
Matt
3,
seems annoyed by that.
4, 5, 650, 675 more.
675 more than this?
More than that. Does that blow your mind?
Yeah.
He's a little perturbed by the constant question of how much you got left.
375.
Vadim doesn't care. He's going to come back over the top.
And just that quick, Amnon has gone all in with 2 7s.
Wow.
Jeff, what's the difference between 3rd and 4th?
Now, Hot Cheese says, what is the difference between 3rd and 4th place money? He wants to know.
Well, it's actually a little over 75,000.
That pained look on his face.
Well, Vince, with so much money in the pot already and with your chip count, if you're trying to win a WPT title, I think you got to gamble here with the ace-king.
I'm all in.
But he's going to do it.
Yep, he's going to make the call. I admire him for making it. He could have sat out and let these guys clash, but he's going for the gold.
Now, Vadim is in that tight spot. With just the 6s, another guy coming back over the top and a call.
Tough.
Don't think you can call this at this point.
Yeah, it's going to cost him about another $700,000-800,000 to make the call here. He wins the pot, he could bust 2 players and be down to heads up with a dominating chip lead, so he could afford to make the call, but he's going to lay it down, and it's a wise decision.
Ace-king.
As Amnon turns up the 2 7s, Matt turns up the ace-king, and we've got a race situation. And Matt, the Hot Cheese Casterella, his tournament life is on the line.
I wanted to isolate. I know I can't go bust if he folds.
That's just a moment ago. Matt was the chip leader. He played a big pot with ace-king when he had ace-king up against 2 10s and lost.
You get to see it first.
Here he's got ace-king against 2 7s. Here's the flop, 9-8 deuce.
Yeah, not going to help. Pot cheese.
Diamond.
Not the flop he wanted exactly, as his friend seems to be in some type of a weird trance, rooting him on.
Well, Vince, he knows he's got to get lucky and hit 2 running diamonds or an ace or a king to win the pot. The 3 of hearts comes off on the turn. We are down to the river card. The hot cheese is going to have to catch an ace or a king on the river, or he's going to turn to buttermilk.
Yep. Ace-king was his favorite hand, just a few hands back. Can it be this time? No.
Oh, but deuce comes off. So that's going to do it for Matt Casterella. The hot cheese melts away in 4th place.
Mr. Trincher, a pleasure.
Fine gentleman, going to pick up $138,000 for his efforts. Well, the hot cheese has finally melted. He is out of here.
I feel a little drained. It was a long 6 days. I feel like I played my best, though. I gave it my best shot. Trincher, very tough for me to put him on a hand. That's why I called him with the 10-8, but he actually woke up with a hand for the first time all tournament, so what can you do? I'm sure I'll feel better about it tomorrow.
So the cheese has been grilled. We are down to 3 players.
3 players left.
Action going to Lenny.
Well, the ex-Navy man now in 3rd place with 3 players left. He's been playing real conservative lately, but he's going to have to step it up. He wants to win this title. He's doing it here as he raises it to $150,000.
Yeah, with ace-7 of spades. Vadim quickly folding his hand, but Amnon in the big blind is going to, looks like it's going to call it with an 8-6 of hearts.
He's feeling real good. He just won the last pot to eliminate a player, so let's look at a flop here, he says.
What if I refuse?
And here comes that flop. It's come ace, queen, 6. Amnon has flopped bottom pair and checks. Lenny has flopped top pair, and he is going to bet $150,000 into a pot that's $350,000.
Yeah, pretty small bet. And he gets a call by Amnon.
Well, Amnon's going to gamble here. Oh, and it looks like it might pay off as an 8 comes off on the turn.
Unbelievable.
200.
Amnon now has 2 pair.
And he quickly checks it, and a $200,000 bet by Lenny.
Well, Amnon is rechecking his cards here, wants to make sure he has hit his turn card.
550.
Well, he is going to raise it here, Vince. It's gone from 200,000 up to 550,000.
What a position now that puts Lenny Cortellino in.
Well, Vince, and he's got a little over $1 million left in chips is all. In my mind, all you can beat here is a bluff.
Come on. I call.
He's gone all in, and a quick call by Amnon Filippi.
Well, the Navy man could be submarined out of here in 3rd place, but he didn't lay this hand down. But on the other hand, he can get lucky. He can catch an ace, a queen, or a 7 to win this pot. He must catch one of those 3 cards. Otherwise, he'll be torpedoed out of here.
Here we go. 5th Street here in a moment. Let's take a peek at what it is.
Then he's looking for an ace, queen, or a 7. Let's see if he can get it. Nope. King of diamonds comes off. So the retired Navy man, Lenny Cortellino, out in 3rd place.
All right. Good game.
Lenny shaking hands. $214,000 he will pick up for this week's work. So the body count continues to grow here at Foxwoods as we have heads-up action about to begin.
And Vance, many pros would have predicted it would have come down to these 2 guys. They came to the final table as the 2 chip leaders. I'm talking about Vadim Trincher and Amnon Filippi, and they are going to fight it out for this title. And incredibly, they're almost dead even in chips as we begin the heads-up match.
Welcome back to Foxwoods for the World Poker Tour. The heads-up battle about to begin. And there he is, Vadim Trincher, in 2nd chip position with about 3.8 million. There's our chip leader, Amnon Filippi, with about 3.9.
Well, 2 tough poker players out of New York City fighting it out for this coveted title.
First hand happening right here. And Vadim, look at this, ace, queen of hearts.
Well, that's a monster hand playing heads-up poker.
150.
And Vadim is going to raise it, makes it $150,000 to go.
Amnon with just a 7 deuce here. And the blinds are still 30 and 60,000.
Wow, he's going to raise it, Vince. He's coming over the top with the worst 2 card starting hand and hold him. The 7 deuce offsuit, he makes it $400,000 to go.
He's just betting on that Vadim has nothing, and of course we know entirely false. Vadim with a big hand. I'm surprised he doesn't re-raise.
Well, he just makes the call here, so we're going to have a flop.
Amnon in quicksand here with a 7 deuce, but so far so good. He hits a pair of deuces.
Well, it's come 10-8 deuce. He's got bottom pair, but he checks. Doesn't make the continuation bet.
And Vadim's going to try to take the play away. He's betting 300,000.
But he's quickly called by Amnon, and now an ace comes on the turn. And Vadim has taken the lead with 2 aces. Amnon checks the 2 deuces. Vadim checks right behind him.
Cat and mouse, and it only gets better for Vadim with the queen on the river hitting him 2 pair.
Well, Amnon checks the deuces again.
And now Vadim squinting like he's confused. Should he bet, should he not? Beautiful performance.
700.
He's going to bet 700,000 with the top 2 pair. Some people would say Amnon is guilty of FPS here, Vince.
Hey, keep it clean, Mike.
Well, that is clean. It's called fancy play syndrome.
Oh, yes.
You know, when you try to re-raise a guy with a 7 deuce offsuit, you just want to show him the bluff when you win the pot and giggle at him. But it's backfired here on Amnon. And it's really going to backfire if he comes over the top right here for more chips. But he doesn't. He lays his hand down. So with that pot, Vadim takes the chip lead.
Yep, and that is Nick Schulman, the WPT champion, and the coach of Vadim Trincher, sitting in the audience, rooting his man on.
Well, Vadim's son, Ilya, quite a poker player himself, sitting right beside Nick Schulman there, as well as WPT champ Eugene Ketchelov. So those are 3 sharp young minds rooting the old man in.
Yep. Vadim is now our new chip leader again with 4.4 million.
You started to bluff.
It's heads up. What am I going to do?
Play your hand.
As Vadim's table talk a little bit, put the needle in him.
All right, I won't bluff if you don't bluff.
Okay.
2 liars at the table.
Well, that cracks up Amnon when he hears Vadim says he's not going to bluff anymore.
All right, action going to Amnon. And this time he has a pretty solid pair of 9s.
150.
Big hand. He is going to raise it. He makes it 150,000 to go.
And Vadim with the king-jack.
It's not a bad hand playing heads-up poker, but he's beat right now. Let's see what he's going to do, though, with the king-jack.
400.
He's going to raise it to 400,000, just like Amnon did the first pot. It backfired on Amnon. Will it backfire on Vadim? Well, Vance, if I was Amnon here, I'd just come over the top with a big bet.
Well, I have to agree. You got the pair of 9s. You got to bully him out. If you beat, you beat. Try to take the pot right now. Don't let the guy catch something on you.
On the other hand, you're in position against him on the button. And Amnon's opting just to look at a flop first. So he just makes the call, does not re-raise here. Here comes a flop. Let's come king 6 deuce. Vadim has taken the lead with 2 kings, and he checks.
Just what you don't want if you're Amnon.
Well, Amnon wisely checks the 2 9s behind him. Doesn't want to fall in a trap here. Now a 6 comes off.
Pairs the board.
Well, Vadim has the best hand with kings and 6s. And now he's reaching to make a wager.
400.
And he's going to bet 400,000. And that bet is quickly called by Amnon.
Yep. And look at Amnon shoot the look as he's putting his chips in. Wanted to see a response by Vadim.
Vince, it's hard not to call with 2 9s there when your opponent checked the flop on you.
600.
And now it's a $600,000 bet.
Well, this is a Russian torture chamber if you're Amnon.
Just walking the dog here a little to get out of him what he can. And Amnon does make the call with the 9s. He's going to lose this pot. And Vince, here's a pot where Amnon lost over $1.5 million. And you wonder if he wouldn't won about 400 had he just come right over the top and moved all in with the 2 9s before the flop.
Well, it proves timid play can really cost you. That one hurt Amnon. But the 2 players will battle to the finish in just a few moments here on the World Poker Tour. Andes are going up to 10,000. Blinds are 40 and 80 as the heads-up battle continues.
And as you can see, Vadim Trincher has taken a commanding chip lead in this heads-up battle. They started about even in chips, but after the first couple hands, Vadim has a 4-1 chip lead.
Yep, Vadim this time with the button has a pair of 9s. And yes, he's going to raise, going to make it 240,000 to go.
Well, Amnon with just a king 4 offsuit wants to see a flop, so he makes the call. Here comes the flop. Oh, it's come king 6-5, a great flop for Amnon. He's now out in front with the 2 kings and checks them. And Vadim checks the 2 9s right behind him.
It only gets better for Amnon. Kings and 4s now on the turn.
250.
And because of the flush possibilities and straight possibilities, Amnon now going to bet 250,000.
9s mean nothing in this game anymore. So that's $250,000.
And Vadim with the 2 9s think they might be the best hand.
Yep.
As it turns out, the only way he can win the pot is if he catches the 9 of hearts on the river. The 9 of clubs won't help him.
He's not trusting Amnon. Pot swelling up here, river card.
Oh, when a king comes off, Amnon has a full house, kings full of 4s, a dream card for him.
Check.
Well, he's going to check it.
Yep.
Just in case Vadim was just on a drawing hand, wants to give him a chance to bluff at the pot. But Vadim's sitting there with 2 9s, and I would think they were the best hand if I was him, the way this hand was played.
350.
He's going to bet 350,000, trying to sneak in a little value bet there, but this value is going to pot because Amnon has a full house, and Vince, he's put on his acting hat.
I'm all in.
Well, Amnon does go all in with kings full. Vince, now Vadim has got a tough decision here. He's got 2 9s. There's over $2.5 million in the pot. It's going to cost him about $800,000 more to make the call, so he's getting a huge price on his money. If he wins the pot, the tournament will be over, but what he's thinking is, would this guy really bluff off his last money here? And that's what he's got to figure out. If he doesn't think the guy would bluff his last money off, he should throw the 9s away.
Yeah, he's well invested, but he makes a very shrewd lay down, saves that last 820.
Let me tell you, that is a great laydown in my mind because he had so many chips. Many people would have called another 800, just hoping that if they won the pot, the tournament's over. Vadim opted to save that 800,000.
The crowd really interested in this result tonight. A WPT title on the line, as well as over 750,000. Let's go to the table. Amnon Filippi now with the button. And a measly old Jack 4.
And he's creeped up to 2 million in chips again. And he's going to try to stay aggressive here, it looks like. He's getting out some raising chips, even though it's a junk hand. You like to maintain the lead, especially in position on the button, and he is raising it to 175,000.
Into Vadim, who has a little suited connector, 7-6 of spades.
1.8.
Vadim always wanted to know the other guy's chip sack.
And you know, Vince, players don't have to answer him.
Nope.
They have to just remove their hands and show them how many chips there are, let the dealer counter or something, but you don't have to speak to your opponent. Everybody has so far when Vadim is asking.
And Vadim is just going to call it.
So he makes the call with the suited connectors, and here comes the flop, Jack 5-5. Amnon has flopped jacks and 5s. Vadim has flopped a flush draw. Vadim is checked.
And now Amnon with his Motown hand, jacks and 5s. He's going to stick out 300,000.
Now what do you do with the flush draw here? Vadim is getting out raising chips, it looks like. He's hoping his guy's got something like ace-9 or something, might throw his hand away, but as it is, his opponent's got 2 jacks. He raised it $500,000 more.
So you're calling me, huh? That's what you're telling me?
No matter what.
I believe him.
Yeah, I'd agree with you.
All right, I'm all in.
Wow.
But Amnon is moving all in. He just thinks jacks up are the best hand right now.
I call.
He's been called by Vadim. As the cards lie, Amnon almost a 2-1 favorite to win this pot and double up and take the chip lead in this heads-up battle. Vadim needs to catch a spade to make a flush, or 2 running cards to make a straight. Obviously, running 7s or running 6s will win it for him as well. But right now, he is behind Amnon out in front with a great chance to double up and take the lead.
Good luck, sir.
Well, he says good luck, but you know he doesn't mean that.
Here we go with a turn.
Well, the 8 of spades comes off.
Oh, man, Vadim has hit his flush.
It's not over yet, though. Amnon can catch a jack or a 5 and make a full house, but he must catch a jack or a 5 or this tournament is history.
Amnon going to the rail, to his friends, to his wife.
Forward.
He needs a miracle right now.
And he said, I knew he had a flush draw.
Good game.
Vadim, one card away from a title holder. Here comes the river.
Well, it's a king of spade, so that's going to do it. The successful businessman out of New York City, Vadim Trincher, is our champion. And once again, at a final table, Amnon Filippi cannot quite cross the finish line. But what a show he put on this week, Vince.
Vadim Trincher is our champion. Going to take home $731,000, a WPT title, as he gets a big hug from the wife.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
So here we go, the WPT World Championship final table about to get underway. We started 7 days ago with 338 players. We are down to our final 6. The winner tonight taking home over $2.1 million.
And Yevgeniy Timoshenko is the chip leader with $13 million, and he's starting at $15,000. Blinds are $60,000 and $120,000.
Oh, and what a final table we've got. 4 young, great pros in there, a poker legend and an amateur fighting it out for this time.
Okay, a quick fold by Alex Grospellier, and now the great Scotty Nguyen. Taking a look at his cards, it's a 5-10 of clubs. He won't play that.
Around to the young 23-year-old out of Alabama. He's a student at the University of Alabama. In fact, Shannon Shorr, terrific young player.
Mullen.
And he is short stacked, and with ace-queen, he says all in with it.
Wow, not fooling around. Hand number 1 moving in.
Fold by Yevgeniy and Christian Harder, an online pro.
Now around to the amateur, Ran Azor from Israel. He's out as well. So the youngster out of Alabama taking down pot number 1. A little nervously knocking over his chips there.
You guys made him nervous.
You know, he's so young, he's used to like knocking his milk over at school perhaps. But these are big-time chips at Bellagio.
Well, Vance, he's just 23, but there's 2 guys that are 21 years old at this table, and they're the 2 chip leaders. Incredible.
All right, let's go to Mr. Bling himself, Scotty Nguyen. Looks down to the dreadful 8-4 offsuit. He won't play that.
Back around to Shannon. Oh, this time he looks down at ace-9 of clubs.
Mullen.
Again, he goes all in.
Wow, fast poker by Shannon, the short stack, the pancake man.
He's not making any kind of value raiser here. He's just shoving it all out there. Says if you can beat this, good luck to you.
And it is going to work. Everybody folding behind him.
Well, right now it's roll tide for this young Alabama student. And Vince, you have to admire this guy. He had great success in poker at 21. He made a decision on his own to go back and get his education. So he's gone back to school. Took a week off to come out and play this tournament. What a wise move that was.
2 for 2. Can he do 3 in a row? It's on him again. King 7 of diamonds. No, he won't play this one.
Now it's on the 21-year-old chip leader, Yevgeniy Timoshenko.
And he's out. Christian Harder also folding.
Well, the amateur from Israel, Ran Azor, out as well.
Now the Frenchman. Alex Grospellier, a WPT champion. He'll play a 10-8.
Alex, probably the hottest tournament player in the world at the moment. Won a WPT event earlier this season, going up against poker legend Scotty Nguyen.
All right, baby. Okay.
2 WPT champs here in the blinds, fighting it out. Here comes a flop. And flop comes king 6-5. No help for Elke. He checks. Scotty with the open end straight draw is going to bet.
Yep, it looks like 200,000 with the open ended, and it's going to work.
So Scotty Nguyen taking down the pot. Well, to think that Scotty wins tonight, he'll be the most successful tournament player in the history of poker. That is incredible.
We are just getting started at the WPT World Championship from Bellagio. Don't go away. We're coming back. The dream's deflated. We are down to 6 players, the final table at the WPT World Championship. And as you can see, Yevgeniy Timoshenko is the chip leader with over 13 million in chips.
Christian Harder in second place with 7 million. The 2 21-year-olds leading the field right now.
To the table we go. Ran Azor from Tel Aviv quickly folding his hand.
Now it's around to Alex Grospellier. Let me add a little rose petal here for Elke. If he finishes 4th place or higher, he'll become the WPT Player of the Year. What an honor that is.
Well, with ace-7, he's moved it up to 285,000 to go. Scotty out. Shannon Shorr now looking down at big slick ace-king.
We've seen him move all in with an ace-queen and an ace-9 already.
I'm all in.
And here he's going all in with an ace-king.
Yep, gets out Yevgeniy. Christian Harder, the online pro, also going away. And Elke, a quick fold by him.
Well, a good fold by him as well. So Shannon Shorr, the youngster from Alabama, off to a great start at this final table.
Damn, baby, you brought a whole family here,
Yeah,
baby?
the whole family.
We both got through the day, up to day 3, but that's where I crashed and burned, unfortunately. About 100 players left.
All right, well, the game continues, a couple folds, and now the chip leader, Yevgeniy, with just a 7-4. Looks like he's ready to spring. He does, makes it 300,000 to go with a junk hand.
Oh, he's a very aggressive player. Got a hold of those chips by betting boldly, as most aggressive players do.
Christian out, Ran Azor also out. Only one to beat is Elke, a WPT champion. He's got Jack 10. And he's called it, Mike.
Elke also a very aggressive player. So again, 2 guys in their 20s battling it out here.
Flop comes up 9-6 deuce, helps neither player.
Elke's going to check. Looks like the 21-year-old is going to make the continuation bet here with absolutely goulash.
Yep, 380,000, and he will be successful with that mess of a hand.
You could be looking at the next true superstar of the poker world in Yevgeniy Timoshenko. I know he only looks like he's 13 years old, but when Stu Unger won the World Championship the first 2 times he ever played in it, he also looked like he was 13 years old, so don't let those young looks fool you.
Pretty impressive, and the blinds are going up to 80 and 160,000. Back down to the felt, a quick fold by Shannon Shorr.
This time Yevgeniy looks at a queen-jack.
Last time he bet with zip and pip. This time he's going to raise with a queen-jack, makes it 320,000 to go. Christian out, Ron also out.
Elke throwing his hand away as well.
Only one to beat is the vet at the table, the great Scotty Nguyen.
Well, Scotty's got 160,000 in the big blind.
Yep, he's got a Jack 10, and he's going to make this call.
So here it's old school versus new school, that's for sure. There comes a flop. Ace 5-3, no help for either player. Scotty's going to check.
Again, hitting nothing there. Will he once again make his play? It looks like he's going to. 420,000.
Well, Vince, he knows how to put the throttle forward, I can tell you that. He got a hold of all those chips by keeping his foot on the accelerator, getting to this final table. He's not letting up here. So the young 21-year-old taking down yet another pot.
Pretty impressive by this young guy, going after 2.1 million. We're coming back with more action on the World Poker Tour.
Well, who's it going to be? That's the question. Right now, the 2 21-year-olds are our chip leaders, Yevgeniy Timoshenko and Christian Harder. Can they hold on and cross the finish line at such a young age?
2.1 million going to the winner. All right, sliding down to the felt. The chip leader, Yevgeniy, quickly mucking an 8-deuce offsuit. And now Christian Harder with a little suited connector is going to play for the first time here tonight.
Making a move here with the 4-3 of clubs.
But look at this right behind him. Ran Azor with a pair of ladies.
I wanted.
And he says all in. Elke with a quick fold.
It's around to Scotty Nguyen. He looks down at ace-jack, but he's not going to get in the way here. Good lay down by him.
Yep, and now Shannon Shorr. Shorr to fold with a king-deuce. And Christian saying, why did I have to play?
So the lone amateur, Ran Azor, taking down that pot with 2 queens. There's Ron's business partner.
Yep, Aviv, and he's from Tel Aviv.
And he flew all the way around the world to watch his friend here at the final table. Now that is dedication. It's like a 24-hour flight from Israel.
All right, back to the felt, Christian Harder. This time staying out of the way with his 9-deuce, folds his hand. Ran Azor now getting interested with a king 10 this time.
Raise.
Well, he just won the last pot, so feeling good right now. Gonna pop it up here with a king 10, makes it 420,000 to go.
Into the Frenchman, Elke, a WPT champion. He quickly folds it. But Scotty Nguyen's gonna squeeze a pair of 6s there.
Well, if kind of hand you like to see flops with in hopes to flop the set where you might bust somebody.
And he is going to call with the mid pair.
Right behind him, the 23-year-old from Tuscaloosa.
Oh, wow, he's got a pair of 10s. He's built up his short stack into over $2 million right now. The Tuscaloosa kid. Now, what do you do with it? You might want to
all in.
Push around the dead money, and that's exactly what he's going to do. He's gone all in. Yevgeniy out, back on Ron.
Shannon consistent. If he plays a pot, he moves all in.
Ron can't play, and now it's on Scotty.
Well, that's what Scotty's thinking now. He's seen this Shannon guy go all in about 4 times so far. Does he have a hand here? Is he making this move because he just saw me call? Doesn't think I have that strong a hand? But you have to give him credit for at least 2 overcards where you'd be in a race situation. Going to cost Scotty about $1.7 million more to make this call.
And look at Scotty's mullet. Actually older than his opponent here.
There you go.
2 10s.
And he's going to make this call. He's going to hate it.
I don't like that.
No, you're not going to like it, Scotty. You're right about that. Well, as the cards lie, Shannon about a 3-1 favorite to win the pot. There you see Scotty's wife, Julie, not looking too happy. She knows her man's in trouble. Going to have to get very lucky to win this pot. Here comes a flop. Ace, King, 3 with 2 hearts.
Yeah, no help for Scotty Nguyen.
Nope, Scotty's going to have to catch a 6 to win this pot.
Oh, boy, he is devastated. Steaming like a bowl of wonton.
I'll sign for any heart.
The turn card, 7 of clubs comes off.
Still no hope for Scotty.
Must catch a 6 on the river, needs a 2-outer.
Misjudged his man on his left. Thought he was being squeezed. Now can he hit his 6?
Not gonna happen. Queen of spade comes off.
Absolute devastation for Scotty Nguyen.
He should have just laid the 6s down. If the guy's making a move, just salute him. But at best, he's gonna be in a race situation. Why give up another $1.7 million there? In dire straits right now. We saw Carlos Mortensen accomplish that feat 2 seasons ago. Scotty trying to do it tonight.
All right, boy. I'm on, baby.
Well, here's the first step. He's got to win this pot. He moves all in with ace-4 diamond.
Yes, he does. Behind him, his nemesis, Shannon Shorr, picks up a mid-pair, 6s.
And that was the hand that caused Scotty's downfall tonight, was 2 6s when he had him, and Shannon beat him.
Oh, he caps his cards. The Tuscaloosa kid, very interested in this hand, and he's just going to call it.
Well, he's just going to call here.
Yevgeniy out.
Right now, you don't care if other players call and somebody wins the pot to eliminate the great Scotty Nguyen from this tournament where you move up in prize money and get rid of a poker legend.
Well, Christian Harder here with ace-9 also calling. Ran Azor going away. So Scotty, his poker life on the line here tonight. He's got 2 competitors in him with his hand.
Yep, Scotty's in big trouble here. Gonna need a lot of help to win this pot. Well, an ace comes on the flop. It's come ace, king, 3. Right now, Christian's out in front with 2 aces and a 9 kicker.
The other guys check.
Can I borrow some money? Damn.
And Scotty thinks he's going to win this. Well, of course, we know he's pipped at this point.
He thinks he's got 3 aces trying to borrow money. That would be bad debt, it looks like.
Check.
They both check.
Scotty's going to have some help here.
River card coming up. Can Scotty Nguyen get lucky? No.
Well, 7 of diamonds comes off. Well, Christian's reaching for chips now, and Scotty's going to be heading for the rail.
Yeah, it is over for him. Little does he know. So an extra bet on the side.
Fold.
Quick fold by Shannon.
Don't show me 2-7. What you got, baby? Ace-9? That's good.
Well, the poker legend himself, Scotty Nguyen, out in 6th place.
All right, baby.
This just wasn't his night tonight, but when Scotty goes home tonight, he'll think about those 2 6s that he put that $1.7 million in with and say, you know,
good luck, baby.
I shouldn't have called him in that hand. I should have laid those 2 cards down.
Well, Scotty Nguyen, the bling has come off for him. He picks up $285,000.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
Okay, there you see the chip count. Our leader, Yevgeniy Timoshenko, with 14.6 million. In second place, Christian Harder with nearly 8 million.
The Tuscaloosa kid, Shannon Shorr with 4.7 million. The Frenchman, Yevgeniy Grospellier with 4.1. And Ran Azor from Tel Aviv has about 2.3 million.
Well, you got to tip your hat to Scotty Nguyen. In our 7th season on the World Poker Tour, he's been in final tables in 6 of those 7 seasons. No other player can say that.
All right, to the felt we go. The Tuscaloosa kid, Shannon Shorr, quickly folding his hand. Yevgeniy, the 21-year-old, with just a 9-8. And he is going to ponder this decision.
Looks like that's going to be good enough for him to bet with.
Yep, he's going to get aggressive. Makes it 400,000 to go. Into Christian, who quickly folds.
You asked me, so I got the answer. All in.
The amateur from Israel moving all in with Jack 8.
Yeah.
Now, Elke's got a nice playable hand normally, but it's been raised and re-raised all in, so he throws the ace-jack down.
So, a very loose playing Ran Azor.
Really nice.
He's going to take down that pot. Team Israel celebrating on the sideline.
Well, that was a very bold play to jeopardize all your chips with a Jack 8, so he's letting these 20-something-year-old pros say, hey, you know, I may be an amateur and in my 40s, but, you know, I'm just not a rock sitting here.
Let's go to this hand. Yevgeniy will play a 10-4, and now Christian Harder with the Beatles wig, of course, with a king 8 of diamonds is going to raise. Going to make it 405,000.
This time Ran Azor picks up king queen.
All in.
And goes all in again.
Who is this guy? Elke out.
I can tell you one thing, he's getting the attention of all these 20-something-year-olds that are playing against him right now.
Shannon Shorr also out. And Christian can't take the heat.
He's sending a message to the youngsters. This might not be as easy as they think it's going to be. I may be an amateur and I may be a businessman, but gentlemen, I'm still here and I'm going to fight for this title.
5 players remain here at Bellagio for the WPT World Championship. We're coming back with more action in just a moment. Dealt action on Christian Harder, the 21-year-old internet pro. He quickly folds his hand. Ran Azor also out.
Now it's around to Yevgeniy Grospellier, WPT champion earlier this season at Bellagio.
Yeah, with just a 9-3, he's going to make it 380,000 to go with that junk hand.
Yeah, going to stay aggressive.
Shannon is out.
His problem is the chip leader's in the big blind, though.
And the chip leader, Yevgeniy, going to squeeze it ace-10 of spades. Yeah, pretty good quality hand, especially 5-handed. Now will he pop it back?
220 more?
That's right.
Yeah, he's going to make the call here.
To the displeasure of Elke, but here's the flop.
8-7-5. No real help to either player. Does give Elke a gut shot straight draw.
Let's see if Elke makes the continuation bet. No, he's going to check it.
Both players check.
Here comes the turn.
Well, the board pairs 7s. Yevgeniy checks again.
Yeah, pretty cautious. Doesn't want to step out. Now will Elke bet? There's his friends in the audience. And he's going to test the water. Yep. Looks like 440,000.
Very aggressive bet by Elke here. And I say that not only because he's betting into the chip leader, but because if he moves up one more place and gets to 4th place, he'll become the WPT Player of the Year.
And Yevgeniy is going to fold it.
So Yevgeniy Grospellier picking up that pot by staying aggressive, going for his 2nd WPT title this season tonight.
And there's the flashback from Bellagio at the Festa Al Lago when he won that event, when he used to have brown hair before he looked like the albino Unabomber.
Vince, he just changed his look a little, that's all.
He did, but he is one tough player.
He really is. Perhaps the toughest tournament player in the world at the moment. Running that well, could become WPT Player of the Year by moving up one more notch in this tournament.
I go into this hand, a quick fold by Ran Azor. Back on Elke. No, he won't play this. 5-3.
Shannon Shorr going out as well. Back to the chip leader.
Yeah, and in the small blind, he's going to pick up a big hand. Pair of jacks. He makes it a casual 480,000.
This the battle of the blinds between the two chip leaders, the two youngest guys at the table. And Christian has a pretty nice hand in the big blind. He's got ace-jack. He's just going to call, doesn't come over the top. He understands Yevgeniy's the only player at the table right now that can bust him out of this tournament. So when somebody has more chips than you, you usually play them a little more careful.
Nicely done by Christian, hitting his pair of aces here. But action's on Yevgeniy. What to do with the jacks?
Well, Vince, you can see he's a little bit leery. Knows Christian's played pretty solid so far today. Yevgeniy was born in the Ukraine. Moved to the United States when he was 10 years old. Grew up in the state of Washington.
360.
And he's going to bet 360,000. Boy, I love this bet. This is what I call an information bet. There's over $1 million in the pot. He's bet 360,000. He's trying to gather information as to whether his opponent has an ace in his hand. He might find it out pretty quick here, Vince.
Yep. How's that info now, Yevgeniy? Guy makes a call, you know you beat.
Well, you don't know it. Your opponent could have a flush draw or a straight draw, or even a pair of tens, but you're leery with 2 jacks now when an ace pops out.
You just don't like it, and he's going to check it.
Now, Christian going to be a little leery himself here. Just doesn't want to get check raised into a big pot. Now a jack comes off.
Oh, ridiculous.
As the cards lie, this was the only card in the deck Yevgeniy could catch to win this pot. The case jack. He now has 3 jacks.
Makes things worse. Christian making aces and jacks. This is a complete train wreck before our very eyes.
Well, there's over $1.7 million in the pot.
1.12.
Oh, he says a very exacting 1.12. Now, there's the victim's mom. Christian is from Annapolis, Maryland. 5th WPT tournament, first final table.
I call.
So he's going to make the call, and he's going to lose this pot, and he's also going to wince when he recognizes his opponent had a 1 out on the river to beat him.
Oh,
wow.
And he shows the world.
And that is going to be absolute devastation for this guy. Christian takes it well.
Oh, boy.
A lot of pain and loathing at Bellagio, going after 2.1 million. Stay with us. We are coming back from Bellagio for more of this championship fight right after this.
He will capture that coveted WPT Player of the Year award.
5 players remain. Let's go to the table. It's on Elke. And he's got a little pair of deuces here.
He's going to raise it. Makes it 380,000 to go.
And now the Tuscaloosa kid, Shannon Shorr, with a queen 10. He started out as the short stack. He has marched his way up.
Well, look at this, Vince. He is going to raise it here to $1.2 million with just a queen 10 offsuit.
The chip leader quickly folding. Christian Harder not going to play. With an ace 10 of spades, Ron quickly folds.
Back to Elke. He's going to lay down the 2 deuces. And Vince, you just wonder if Shannon is aware that if Elke moves up 1 more spot, he'll become the WPT Player of the Year. Might have made a tactical raise in that spot, just knowing the guy's probably not going to play the hand unless he's got a giant duke.
Now look at this, though. Shannon Shorr, who did start out in the short stack, now he's in second chip position. He's got 5.5 million in chips. That is pretty amazing. All right, this hand goes on. Pair of 9s for Elke this time. Elke with more rhinestone there than Dolly Parton. He's going to raise with it. 375 to go.
Shannon going out. Over to the chip leader.
Yevgeniy Timoshenko.
He goes out. Christian out.
And now Mr. Tel Aviv himself, Ran Azor, with a king 7. And he looks interested. Yes, he's going to call.
Man, I'm just trying to send a message. Look, I may be an amateur, but you just can't push me around the big blind here. I'm going to play with you.
Going to speculate, and he's going to get a piece of that pair of kings.
Now it's come ace, king, 4. Ron has the best hand with 2 kings. Action on him. And now, Vince, this is something you wouldn't see pro players do. They hit an ace or king in this spot. They'd check to their opponent, give them a chance to bet at it, but he's leading right out and betting the 2 kings.
Yeah.
And Elke has made the call with 2 9s because he just doesn't think the guy's got an ace. Well, Elke probably thinks he's got some kind of straight draw or flush draw. Wouldn't bet out with 2 aces there. You would check raise with aces. Now a 4 comes off. So neither player going to be real crazy about that card. And right now, you're not liking it if you're Ran Azor when you bet the flop and you got called.
And now he checks it. And Elke with his pair of 9s.
See what Elke's going to do here.
He checks as well, so going to the river.
Jack of clubs comes off now.
And Ron is saying, I must be in front. This guy definitely would have protected his aces at that time. He would have bet, so he bets 660, and it's going to work.
So the amateur not going to be pushed around by the young pros here. He wants to be a force to be reckoned with, fighting it out for this title.
Amazing. Ran Azor, it's his first WPT event. He's an amateur player, but he is playing impeccably so far tonight.
He got in this tournament because he won a small tournament at Bellagio that awarded him this $25,000 seat. So he flew back to play in this tournament after winning the tournament nearly a year ago.
That is paying off in a big way. To this hand we go. Elke with a pair of eights makes it 375. Shannon out. By now Yevgeniy behind him. And he mucks. Christian out.
How much you play, Elke?
4.
I'm all in.
So Ran Azor with a pair of fives. He says all in.
Wow. Yevgeniy Grospellier really faced with a tough decision right now as to what to do. Elke folds his 2 8s, and don't you have to wonder a little bit about that, because if your opponent had aces, kings, or queens, he's not going to re-raise $4 million. You're going to make a smaller raise. He's going to want you in the pot to extract some money from you.
Well, Ron is the bully at the table. Elke losing 3 in a row. Stay with us. 5 players remain on the World Poker Tour.
For videos, stats, in-depth player interviews, and more,
check out all the WPT action at worldpokertour.com. Yevgeniy Timoshenko going after his $2.1 million tonight. He's got over $16 million in chips.
Well, he came to the final table as the big chip leader. All he's done is add chips to his stack. He grew up in the state of Washington since he's been 10 years old. Just a phenomenal young kid and could be the very next huge superstar in the poker world. If he wins tonight, he'll have over $3 million in career earnings, and he just turned 21. Unbelievable.
Well, he'd be the second youngest winner ever on the World Poker Tour. As he peeks down at an attractive ace-queen offsuit.
Just 21 in a couple months, Vince. Reaching for raising chips. Gonna make it 375,000 to go. Christian folding.
Ran Azor out. Elke from France also out. But now the Tuscaloosa kid, Shannon Shorr from Alabama, has a pair of eights, and he's going to make this call.
Just makes the call, wants to see a flop. It's queen 10-4, so 2 overcards out there, but Shannon Shorr is going to reach for chips anyway.
490,000.
He's betting 490,000 with 2 8s.
Wow, he's going to try to take the play away.
Just going to test the water here. Yevgeniy has top pair and top kicker, so this play not going to work by Shannon. Interesting to see how Yevgeniy plays it. He's just going to call here. Does not raise with top pair and top kicker.
Just an okie dokie call. Turn card coming up.
Well, the 10 of clubs comes off. Now, if you're in Yevgeniy's seat, that's about the worst card you could look at. You're afraid your opponent's made 3 10s or a flush. Shannon not liking that card either, I can tell you. He's going to check. Yevgeniy checks right behind him.
Yevgeniy going to try to trap here, pick up a club, but he picks up an ace. Not too bad.
Well, he's got aces and queens. Yevgeniy, of course, afraid his opponent might have a flush or 3 10s. Now even a possible straight.
1.3.
Shannon's going to bet 1.3 million. Yevgeniy has the top 2 pair. And makes the call and is going to win this pot.
2 8s.
So bad timing for Shannon Shorr right there. Unfortunate his opponent had ace queen. Vince, ironically, if Yevgeniy would have had king queen there, he might have laid that hand down for a $1.3 million bet.
So we're going to start playing ifs now.
Well,
so it's a little late for that. We're down to 5 players. Oh.
Okay. Not a good move by Shannon Shorr.
All right, back to the table. Christian Harder, a quick fold. Ran Azor from Tel Aviv also out. Elke folds. And now Shannon Shorr. He's got ace-jack in the small blind.
Again, he's up against the chip leader, the guy that just beat him the last pot. He's just going to limp in. Going to try to camouflage the fact that he has such a good hand.
Yep. Beginning with a 10-3 of hearts. Doesn't want to get aggressive. Here we go.
Wants to see a flop here, and here it comes. It's ace-king 3. Shannon has flopped top pair. Yevgeniy has flopped bottom pair. And both players check. Shannon continuing to try to camouflage the strength of his hand, and it could come back to bite him, Vince, as Yevgeniy has taken the lead with 3 threes on the turn.
Just ridiculous.
Well, this could spell doom for Shannon Shorr right here. Oh, boy.
And it's just absolute train wreck before our very eyes. Coming out with another bet here, 255.
Now Shannon's an Alabama student. This is like an Alabama-Florida game where you throw a pass and it's intercepted and run back for a touchdown here. That's what could happen right here.
675.
Yep, Yevgeniy coming over the top of him here.
Look at that look. That is a look of absolute desperation.
Well, Vince, Shannon's got to recognize that the only hand that could probably beat him here is 3 threes. Oh, Vince, in my mind, that's the lay down of the night there to get away from aces up. You have to specifically put your opponent on a 3. Shannon Shorr did that, got away from that hand.
Good play by a man that's going backwards. Stay with us. We're coming back with more action on the World Poker Tour. To the table we go. Tel Aviv, Ran Azor out. Yevgeniy Grospellier also not going to play.
Much time in this blind level?
Young college student from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Shannon Shorr. He's considering this. He's got the button. He's got ace-9.
All in.
And he says all in. Yevgeniy goes out.
What's your have roughly?
2.5.
And the only one to beat is Christian Harder, the online pro, and he's going away with just a 7 deuce. So the short stack going to pick up that pot. Shannon Shorr won a non-televised Bellagio Cup 2, picking up close to $1 million. I mean, he is talented.
Well, just a moment ago, we saw Shannon Shorr in second chip position. He's now back on the short stack where he started this final table. Going to have to work his way back up again.
Action's on Yevgeniy. A quick fold. Christian Harder won't play, but now it's on Mr. Tel Aviv himself.
Well, he looks down at Kojak.
Liz.
He looks a little like Kojak, doesn't he, Vance? Telly Savalas himself.
Yes, he does. Of course, there's a lot of those lookalikes out here on the WPT. It seems like. But he likes his hand, and he's going to make it 460,000 to go.
Yevgeniy Grospellier looks down at 2 jacks.
Good time to pick up a hand.
I'm all in.
Yep, he's going all in with the 2 jacks here.
Shannon out.
Tough decision for the amateur now.
Yevgeniy with a real hand this time. Well, Ran Azor likes to do the pushing, and now he's getting pushed back at.
Now, Vince, I'm sure he doesn't have a clue that this guy's going to become WPT Player of the Year if he moves up one more notch. He's just worried about his chips.
He's just got a marginal king jack as his buddy from Israel looks on.
Well, as the cards lie, we're on a substantial underdog to win this pot, but he doesn't know it.
That's an additional 2.5. You can't think he's going to call, and no, he makes the proper lay down. Giving the pot up to the Frenchman.
Yevgeniy Grospellier picking up that pot. Stays alive. And remember, if he moves up one more place to 4th place or better, he becomes the WPT Player of the Year, an extremely coveted award. Now, anybody can win a poker tournament, but becoming the best player over the course of the entire WPT season, that is an elite honor that all players would love to achieve. Okay, got that shot now. All he's got to do is move up one more spot. Finish 4th place or higher to do it.
All right, a couple folds around. And now Shannon Shorr in the small blind with a suited connector, 6-7 of clubs.
All in.
Whoa.
Well, he's going all in with it.
Look at that. With just a 6-7.
Can you give me an exact count?
2.54.
But Yevgeniy's got the pair of 4s.
I call.
And he's going to make this call.
Well, Yevgeniy's got the pair. Knows that figures to be the favorite over 2 random card hand. He's going to make the call because he has the chips and can well afford to make this call. If he was on a much shorter stack, he'd probably muck those 4s because he wouldn't want to be in a race situation. When you can afford to race, go ahead and do it. Try to eliminate a player and take an even more commanding chip lead. That's what Yevgeniy is trying to do here. Let's see if it works for him.
Shannon from Alabama, very vulnerable, and he's not going to catch this flop.
Well, it's come ace 9-3. Shannon Shorr is going to have to catch a 7 or a 6 to take the lead, or 2 running cards to make a pat hand to win this pot. Otherwise, he'll be out in 5th place.
4th Street coming up. No luck for Shannon. It's a jack.
So we are down to the river card. Shannon must catch a 6 or a 7. Otherwise, he'll be heading back to Alabama going to school. Well, it's a king, so it's back to class for Shannon Shorr. But folks, make no mistake, we'll see him again out here on the World Poker Tour. He is a phenomenal young poker player.
So that is going to do it for the Tuscaloosa kid, Shannon Shorr, out in 5th place. He's going to pick up $408,000 for his efforts.
And with him being eliminated, Yevgeniy Grospellier is going to become the WPT Player of the Year for Season 7. And Vince, now he's going to try to win the WPT World Championship title as well.
Well, we are down to 4 players, but Yevgeniy Timoshenko is the chip leader. He is hotter than my uncle's gold Rolex. Will he take this title? Well, folks, I'm sorry to say that we are out of time here at Bellagio.
But please be sure to join us again for the exciting conclusion of the WPT World Championship.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
Well, we started out 7 days ago with 338 players. We are down to our final 4. One of these guys going home with a coveted WPT World Championship title and over $2.1 million.
And as you can see, the massive chip leader is the 21-year-old Yevgeniy Timoshenko with 22 million in chips. And now tonight he has a chance of becoming a WPT Poker Made millionaire. Let's go to the table. It's on the man from Tel Aviv, Ran Azor. He's going to muck a 6-5, a suited connector.
Now you're looking at Yevgeniy Grospellier, the hottest touring player in the world right now. By making it to 4th at this final table, he's become the WPT Season 7 Player of the Year.
And he's got King Jack, made $375,000 to go.
Said he started with 3.4.
3.65.
Yevgeniy with a pair of 7s behind him says, how much you got there behind you?
Shorter than you have?
4.1 including.
He's got so many chips, man, so he can just do about what he wants to.
I'm all in.
Oh, look at this. He's going all in with the mid pair.
I'm all in.
And a quick muck by Christian Harder.
And Elke goes out as well, so the rich get richer. Yevgeniy came to this final table with a monster chip lead, and all he has done is build on it since he has gotten here. It's been a one-man show by this 21-year-old. It's just incredible to me that if he wins this tournament, Vince, he just turned 21 and would have over $3 million in career earnings in the poker world. That's astounding.
The Frenchman quickly folding, and now Yevgeniy with just a 9 deuce of hearts.
I mean, he just looks so young, like a 9th grade prep school kid or something. Don't let those looks fool you, folks. The greatest poker player of all time in No Limit Hold'em tournaments, Stu Unger, looked just as young when he was that age.
Yevgeniy has made it 325.
I'm all in.
But look at this. After Christian falls, Ron with King Queen says all in. And he's going to pick up this pot.
So Ron, the lone amateur at the table, the businessman from Israel.
You want to see my cards?
He shows him a king, queen of clubs as he takes down the pot.
Now Ron is the real wild card in this bunch. We saw before he's an amateur player, but he's looser than a goose. I mean, he does play wild poker. These guys don't know how he plays yet. They didn't expect it, and he has taken a lot of pots from these professionals.
Yeah.
So these guys don't know me. He said, I'm going to cause him fits. And indeed he has so far.
All right, the chip leader goes away, and now the online professional, also 21 years old, Christian Harder from Annapolis, Maryland, is thinking about this. He's got the button. He's got Queen 7. But no, that was a fake out. He has folded.
So the battle of the blinds here between the amateur and the WPT Player of the Year.
How much?
3.1. That's free after this one.
Mr. Tel Aviv with just Jack-9. Gonna make it 555,000 to go. But Elke with a pretty solid ace-10 behind him.
I'm all in.
And he says all in.
He's going all in over the top.
In your face.
2.7.
It's going to be another $2.7 million
Beside the 550.
for Ran Azor to make this call, and that seems like an awful lot of money to call with just a Jack-9 offsuit.
Yeah, not what Ron wanted to hear. And you look at Ron, he's got an interesting look, sort of like that, like a prison guard in Guantanamo Bay look. But he's going to fold his hand.
So Yevgeniy Grospellier picks up that pot.
And anyone that wins tonight will be sharing the joy and the championship title with these great champions of the past.
So I've proven one thing, that you don't have to be a professional to get a result out here in the World Poker Tour. He's going to have a great result wherever he finishes tonight. So he's proven that amateurs can win out here as well as pros.
To the table we go. Elke from Paris, France, with a 9-8 has made it 460,000 to go.
And he's got the suited connectors.
I'm all in.
And Ron moving all in over the top with just an ace-6 here. A bold play. And Vince, I got to tell you, the style he's chosen to play against these youngsters, I believe, is correct for him if he has any chance to win here tonight. And I'm talking about play big ball poker. When you play a pot, just move all in, force him to pick up a big hand. Don't let him outplay you after the flop. Chop away at you. Force him to play big pots.
Well, it's gutsy poker, too, I might add. Very well done so far. All right, after a fold by Christian Harder, Ran Azor now with a quality hand. Pair of jacks.
All in.
Says all in.
Well, he's just in one mode right now, and that's the all-in mode.
Elke out. Yevgeniy can't play, so 2 in a row there.
Nice hand.
Well, when you move all in, you take away the opportunity for your opponents to bluff also, though. I'm not sure an all-in bet with that good a hand is a wise move in a four-handed game. I'd prefer him see him raise it to 500,000 and hope somebody came over the top where you could win a monster pot, perhaps.
Well, I think you're right. Back to this one. Elke quick fold. And Yevgeniy going out.
So it's the battle of the blinds. Oh, and Christian Harder finally has picked up a hand at this final table. He's got 2 queens in the small blind.
And he likes it. He's going to pump it up to 525 to go.
Well, Ron, seemingly loving to play every pot right now, has a queen 10 and is going to see a flop here, but he is in dire straits as his opponent has 2 queens.
Is he getting too overconfident? He's splashing around. Needs to get lucky here.
There comes the flop. It's ace 10-9. So Ron has flopped second pair of 2 10s.
And Christian going to check it. Hates to see that ace on the board.
Well, you're right, Vince. He's got the 2 queens, but when the ace comes out there, he's leery of it. His opponent checks, so Christian probably now thinks his queens are the best hand. 7 comes off. So let's see what the 21-year-old from Maryland's going to do. He's going to fire out now. Looks like 675,000. Well, Ron trying to figure out if his 2 10s are the best hand here. His opponent did check on the flop.
How much total you have, including this?
He's asking how much do you have, including this?
2.3.
He's interested in this.
2.975 total, including that.
2.975
total, including that.
All of this, 3 million.
I'm all in.
Wow, I can't believe that.
Unbelievable all-in bet by the amateur player from Israel. Well, Vince, if you're sitting there with 2 queens now and the guy's moved all in on you, I don't know how you can call with this board out there like that. All you can essentially beat is a bluff. And you see the nervousness of Christian right there. He may feel like his queens are the best hand, but to put all your money in the pot with 2 queens with that kind of board when a guy moves all in on you, very difficult to do.
Well, Ron was just betting this guy doesn't have an ace. He's just pushing hard.
Remember, if Christian loses this pot, he's out of the tournament.
Oh, this is a meltdown for Christian. Just when you think you're back out in front, you pick up a hand, but he's got a muck it.
What pressure
Show the bluff.
put on by the amateur there
Show the bluff.
to earn that pot. Incredible. Well, Christian dying to see his hand.
Only 1 card I show you, but the second card also interesting.
The second card was what?
Interesting.
Interesting.
So Ran is going to muscle another hand.
How about that?
He looks like Mr. Clean, and he's cleaning up at the WPT World Championship. Stay with us. We're coming back with more action on the World Poker Tour. And he's got an ugly-looking 8-deuce. He won't play that, Mike.
That's over to Ran Azor. He's got a queen 10 offsuit here. He just won a good pot with a queen 10, but throws this one away. Now it's around to Elke, who's going for his second WPT title this season. He limps in with the queen 7. It's called the computer hand.
And Yevgeniy with a 4-5, content to see 3 cards. Here's the flop.
Now flop comes Jack, Jack 10. No help to either player. Elke checks. Yevgeniy checks right behind him.
Turn card comes up, another Jack. Check again by Elke.
Yevgeniy checking right behind him. Here comes the river card. Oh, a 5 comes off. Yevgeniy has made a full house on the river. Elke has checked. And the checking is over for Yevgeniy here. He's made a full house. He's going to try to get a little value bet in here, I'm sure. Yes, he does. 375,000. And the way this hand was played, Elke could very well think his queen high is the best hand, and indeed he does, because he's made the call. His instincts were right. His opponent had 2 little cards. Unfortunately for Elke, one of them was a 5. Yevgeniy made a full house on the river to take down the pot.
That is right. The Frenchman choking on his baguette right there. Just not pleased with that call, that last card. Just a mess. Blind still at 100 and 200,000. 7 days we've been going here at Bellagio for this event. The best pros in the world play this event, and we're down to these 4. Now Tel Aviv's Ran Azor quickly folding.
I'm all in.
Look at this, Elke with ace-10 says all in. Yeah, a couple folds behind him, Mike.
So Elke moves in and picks up that pot. He knows he's going to have to start making a move if he's going to catch up with Yevgeniy. You know, you just can't sit back and let this guy just continue to dominate the table like he has been. At some point, you got to draw your sword in the sand and start making stands and gambling a bit to pick up some chips.
All right. Quick fold by Yevgeniy. And now Christian Harder with an ace-8 of spades. He's gone all in with it.
That's the only hand we've seen him have at this entire final table was 2 queens, and he got outplayed by the amateur on that hand. Here he's moving all in with ace-8 of spades. You can't blame him for that. He's on the short stack.
He'd be in great place here because Ran, who's considering this, has an ace-7.
I call.
Well, he's going to make the call, thinking Christian might be a little desperate. But right behind them, Alex Grospellier actually has the best hand with ace-jack of hearts.
Interesting. One guy is raised all in, the other guy calls.
I'm all in.
Whoa, unbelievable. Usually in this situation, a guy with an ace-jack will just get out of the way and let them 2 fight it out. Not Alex Grospellier. That gives you a glimpse why he's the WPT Player of the Year. His instincts are correct. He's got the best hand. He's moved in over the top.
How much more? How much more?
Well, Yevgeniy all smiles because he recognizes there's a chance 2 of them could get knocked out here, and he could be playing heads up for this title very shortly.
They had a side pot, of course. Christian is already all in.
Can you tell me how much?
So it's an additional close to 900,000, and I think Ran Azor is obviously priced in.
But Alex Grospellier in great shape to take down a pot that's going to have well over $7 million in it.
Ran has made this call, the father of 3. Gonna gamble.
Alex Grospellier has got to love this situation. He has the best hand.
These 3 players, their poker destiny on the line. We're coming back with the conclusion of this massive pot. Stay with us here on the World Poker Tour.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
In great shape to win over a $7.5 million pot. He's out in front with the ace-jack. Christian with the ace-8. Ran with the ace-7.
Here comes the first 3. Oh, and look at this flop. King 3-7. Ron has got the piece of it, pair of sevens.
Jack ball one time.
Unbelievable. Now Christian needs an 8 to win the pot. Elke's going to need to catch a jack or 2 running cards to make a flush, 2 running cards to make a straight.
Another 7 I want.
Guy that came in with the worst hand gets it on the flop. Here's the turn card.
Well, a queen comes off. So that gives Elke an ace-high straight draw. He can now win the pot with a jack or a 10.
10 one time.
Christian must catch an 8 to win the pot.
10.
It is coming down to the river.
10.
We're down to the river card.
10.
The amateur's got to dodge a jack, 10 or an 8. Can he do it?
10.
2. The deuce of clubs comes right off. So the amateur businessman from Israel is going to take down that pot, and Yevgeniy Grospellier and Christian Harder are going to be eliminated from this tournament on the same hand. Now Christian will be our 4th place finisher because in tournament poker, if 2 or more players are all in on the same hand and get eliminated, the guy who started the hand with more money gets the higher finishing position. In that case, that would be Yevgeniy. But what a way to go out for the WPT Player of the Year.
Christian's going to pick up $571,000. Yevgeniy Grospellier going to take home $776,000. Body parts strewn in the darkness here at Bellagio.
His youth defies his experience at the poker table.
All right, the heads-up action has begun. And Ran Azor with an ace-5 with the button.
Where is it?
He's going to raise with the ace. He's got about $9 million in front of him.
He picks up an ace high on the button, so he pops it up to $650,000. Yevgeniy going to make the call with the queen jack.
That is right.
Now we get some action finally.
Yeah. Ron, of course, playing in his first ever WPT event. Yevgeniy just 21 years old.
Yep, and a flop comes up junk, 9-6-3, helping neither player.
Now Yevgeniy is checked.
Now Ron, nothing really hitting there, but will he make the continuation bet?
Ron's going to make the continuation bet.
Raise.
$550,000. And look at this. Yevgeniy is going to raise it with just a queen high here.
900,000 more.
He's going to raise it 900,000 more. All of a sudden, that ace high is going to shrink up, I can tell you.
What a raise with just queen high.
We told you this kid had game. He's demonstrating it right here, outplaying his opponent by check raising there with just a queen high.
That was a nice move by the 21-year-old. Popping back over the top. Just a good read on Ran Azor. Okay, maybe I am a believer. He does this day in, day out. Maybe he can beat up the amateur here.
That was an impressive play, Vince, let me tell you. Ron did everything he could there. He raised before the flop. He bet on the flop. He just got outplayed.
All right, to this hand we go. Our chip leader has an ace-6 with the button, caps his cards.
Yeah, he's reaching for raising chips. He's going to bet $450,000.
Into Ron, who just has a 10-8. That could be a little tilt money going in.
Well, wants to see a flop here.
And you're going to see it, Ron.
Oh, it's come jack 10-9. So Ron has the best hand with 2 10s and an open-end straight draw.
So on him first, he checks.
Now that's a very dangerous flop for Yevgeniy. His ace high, he checks also.
Oh, but Yevgeniy catches the ace.
Well, he now has the best hand with 2 aces. Actions on Ron, the amateur businessman from Israel.
There's Ron's friend, chuckling it up on the rail.
Well, Ron's going to bet. It's like $560,000.
And Yevgeniy's caught his aces.
Yep, he's quickly calling him with the 2 aces. So Yevgeniy out in front. Ron is going to have to improve his hand to win the pot, and he does so as a 7 comes off.
Oh, boy.
Ran Azor has made a straight. He has 7, 8, 9, 10 jack, and he is betting $800,000. And he might be right, Vince. Luck might be on his side. We saw it when he eliminated 2 players with the worst hand a little while back.
I call.
Here he's made a straight on the river to win this pot. He gets paid off by Yevgeniy. So the amateur businessman making a move here in picking up a nice pot.
And Yevgeniy's going to be kicking himself for not raising on the turn with the aces.
You should be careful with the 7 coming up.
Mr. Israel.
My lucky number.
Ran Azor takes down a good one.
Well, the big cash and the WPT World Championship title are still up for grabs. And at a 5.5 to 1 chip lead over David Chau. Yet David came back and took down the title in this event. Let's see if Ran can come back from not as far a deficit.
With the king 9 this time, and the button he's going to raise. Yep, he makes it 700,000 to go.
Yevgeny's got the queen jack again. He's going to make the call.
We're going to see more action here at the beautiful Bellagio in Las Vegas. Here's the flop.
Flop comes ace, jack, 7 with 2 spades. Yevgeniy now has the best hand with 2 jacks. He checks. And right behind him, Ran checks the king high. Now the deuce of spade comes off. So Yevgeniy thinks his 2 jacks are the best hand. Indeed they are. He is reaching for chips.
900,000.
And he is going to bet 900,000.
Raise.
Look at this. The amateur is going to raise with the king high flush draw. Unbelievable.
Yep. Not much hesitation, but
1.6 million more.
he's got the boldness to put it out there, an additional 1.6 million.
Well, Vince, you just don't expect amateurs to come over the top and raise you with nothing. It's going to be very tough to call this with just 2 jacks with 3 spades out there, as well as an ace.
Amazing. It's his first WPT tournament, and the way he's playing like a champion.
Show the bluff. King of spades. King of spades.
Take that, you 21-year-old twerp. That's what he's saying to himself.
Yeah, how about that playing day in, day out against the amateur now, son?
Well, as you can see, both players have a lot of big blinds left, meaning there's a lot of time to play. Ran has 61 big blinds. Yevgeniy has 108. And folks, after 7 days of play, to have this many big blinds left playing heads-up poker shows me what great structure that they've got here at Bellagio.
The players at Bellagio that play this tournament love this structure. We move on. Action on Yevgeniy Timoshenko. Well, Yevgeniy right now is going to raise with a Doyle Brunson hand 10 deuce. Makes it 450,000 to go. And Ran Azor is going to call with a queen 3.
Well, that's the Doyle Brunson hand. Doyle hand, of course, the 10 deuce suited.
Well, the flop comes up ace 6-6, no help to either player.
Ron's going to check. Here Yevgeniy going to make the continuation bet with absolutely nothing.
Yep. Mr. Day in, day out, bets 525.
And Ran lays his hand down. Now, Vince, with 11 players left in this tournament, Yevgeniy had a 10 deuce in his hand. Him and Jennifer Harmon went to war before the flop. They got all the money in. Jennifer had 2 aces. He had a 10 deuce. He had a deuce on the flop, a 10 on the turn to knock Jennifer Harmon out of this tournament with 11 players left. A very tough beat for Jennifer.
Oh, it's a great game. Hi, Jennifer.
Raise.
All right, back to the table. And Ran this time has a 5-6 offsuit. Going to make it 650,000 to go. Now Yevgeniy behind him with a midlife crisis. 44. It's a pair of 4s.
It's the kind of hand you could come over the top with. You might call to want to see a flop. You're out of position here.
And right now, Ran Azor is back to about 11.6 million.
Well, Yevgeny's going to make the call with the 2 4s. So here comes the flop. Oh, it's 10-7-4. Yevgeniy has flopped bottom set. Ran Azor has flopped an open-end straight draw. Yevgeniy checks.
Yes, he does.
Ran is going to bet 700,000.
And right now, High School Musical songs going off in Yevgeniy's head.
Raise.
Well, he is going to raise it.
And now he gets to raise him up with his 3 of a kind.
1.4.
Makes it 1.4 million more. Yes, I think Ran is supposed to make this call, because if by chance you hit a 3 or an 8 here, you got a chance to double up and take the lead in this tournament. And he is going to make the call, so he's gambling with the open-end straight draw. Yevgeniy well out in front with the 3 4s.
Potential pot of the tournament. Anything can happen, but Ran didn't hit.
Well, king of spade comes off. That's going to be a scare card for both opponents. Yevgeniy going to be fearful his opponent was drawing at spades and made a flush. And the truth is, Ran might be thinking the same thing. Yevgeny's going to check. Now, Ran does have a flush draw with the 5 of spade and an open-end straight draw. But I don't see Yevgeniy going anywhere if he bets, so he better be a little careful right here.
But Ron is a crazy man. He has done crazier things in his life. He could push here. Will he do it?
I bet he's got a nice hand just to draw to.
He slows down. He's going to see the card without paying.
So here comes that river card. Oh, a 10 comes up. Yevgeniy has got a full house now. He's got 4s full of 10s. Action is on him. Now, sometimes when you hit a river card like this and make a full house, you don't know whether you should bet or check your opponent and give him a chance to bluff at it in case he has nothing. That's exactly the situation here.
I check.
He does check it. He has thrown him some rope, and Ron has grabbed it, and it's just a matter of how much he's going to lose in this pot.
Oh, boy, he is digging the hole, putting the twigs and the branches over it, waiting for the sucker to fall in, and that is Ron. He is betting $1.6 million of wasted cash.
Well, Vince, now you see the beauty of checking a full house on the river here. So your opponent, if he has nothing, might bluff at the pot. And here comes the raise.
$7 million.
Comes back over the top for another 5.4.
Well, he says $7 million in total. And the amateur businessman is not going to like it. Obviously, Ron can't call it with a 6 high, but what a well-played hand by Yevgeniy there.
Yevgeniy Timoshenko coming ever so close to taking home the WPT World Championship. Stay tuned. We're coming back with more action in a moment.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
Getting back to the table, Ran Azor from Tel Aviv.
Nice.
He's got an ace-4 this time. He's down to $7 million in chips.
Well, he is going to raise it here. Makes it $745,000 to go. But Yevgeniy picks up yet another nice hand. He's got ace-jack, has his opponent dominated. And Vince, you got to say this guy's held the most cards at this final table as well. But in poker, when you're playing well and running well, that's a tough combination to beat. And right now, that is Yevgeniy.
2.4 total.
Well, Yevgeniy has come back over the top of this one. He makes it $2.4 million.
Well, if Ron opts to go with this hand, this could do it, folks. Let's see Yevgeniy getting out of the way here. And Ron would have to get very lucky once again to win a big pot. He did it earlier at this final table and he eliminated 2 players on the same hand, but here he makes a good laydown, gets away from that ace-4.
Respect for young blood, and we move on.
Vince, how can you not respect this guy? If he wins tonight, he'll have over $3 million in career earnings in live tournament play, because around the world in certain locations you can play at 18. He won an event on the Asian Poker Tour in Macau for $500,000. He won an event at the 2007 Irish Open. Finished at a final table at the World Series of Poker Europe last year.
$480,000.
Here he is at the WPT World Championship final.
Cool.
Yevgeniy Timoshenko going to raise his time with just queen deuce, making it $480,000 to go. Ron with 5-4 calls, and the flop comes up. They both hit. Yevgeniy with queens, Ron with his 5s.
Check.
Ron has checked it.
It's top pair versus bottom pair, but Ron also has a flush draw.
$600,000.
Well, $600,000 is the bet.
All in.
He says all in with just the 5s.
How much?
And that is a massive bet.
6, 7.
$6 million?
He's got the pair and the flush draw. As we can see, it's the worst hand.
I fold.
And the youngster does lay it down. But what a nice bet by Ran Azor right there to take that pot away from the kid.
Nice to do that. Bets on the come. This time it works out nicely. I gotta take a look at the Wonder Cam. Look at this. Ron would have gotten lucky on the river.
Well, look at the turn card, though. Yevgeniy would have made 2 pair in the turn, queens and deuces, lost to a flush on the river.
Okay, moving on. Cards being dealt once again, and the blinds are going up to 150, 300,000. Action's going to Ran Azor. And he's got an ace-4 this time.
Raise.
And he is going to raise it.
More 500.
Looks like he makes it $650,000 to go. And Yevgeny's going to make the call with the 6-5, hoping to catch a flop where he can eliminate his opponent.
Ron, a little bit amused by that, he seems. Can't shake the kid loose, and Ron's going to hit aces.
Now it's come ace, jack, 9. Yevgeny's going to check. Ron is reaching for chips. Those are $100,000 chips, so the bet is $800,000. Yevgeniy gets out of the way. And Ran Azor, you wonder if he's getting worn out, Vince. He's been playing for 7 days. And you just wonder if fatigue is setting in on him. The youngster looks as perky as the new Jack-in-the-Box.
Well, Ron is 45 years old. He's a father of 3. He's going after huge dollars here tonight. Started this event with 338 players. We're down to these 2. Fine play all around here tonight at Bellagio.
600.
And Yevgeniy this time with a 10 deuce. Gonna make it 600.
You know, this hand is named for Doyle Brunson, but I got a feeling Yevgeniy has a real fondness for this hand. We told you he eliminated Jennifer Harmon from this tournament with 11 players left with a 10 deuce. We saw him win a pot earlier with it by bluffing. Here he's raised with it again, and even though he's flopped second pair here, Ron is out in front with 2 kings.
And Ron is going to try to trap here a little bit. He has checked it.
Yevgeniy checks the 2 10s right behind him, not falling any traps.
Wow.
And look at this, a 5 comes off. Ron has now got kings and 5s. He's in a dominating position here. He's got 2 pair, kings up. Yevgeniy just has 2 10s.
And he makes a simple little $425,000 bet. And that's going to make Yevgeniy stick around. He's called it.
Well, the only way Yevgeniy can win this pot is to catch a 10 on the river. And he's done it, Vince.
Wow.
Oh, my gosh. Is this kid running good or what?
Well, that's a nightmare if you're Ron.
Well, he still got kings up, but he doesn't like that 10 coming on the river. He checks it. You know Yevgeniy is going to bet, just a matter of how much.
Yeah. 1,500,000.
1,500,000 is the bet. The amateur sits up in his chair saying, what happened here? Now what he's hoping, of course, is his opponent had some kind of straight draw or flush draw and just is making a move here. He's got to try to figure that out. Does he want to call here or not? If he puts him on 3 10s, he'd make a great laydown, but I think it's going to be tough to lay this hand down the way it was played. Well, Ron's going to make the call, and he is going to wince when he sees that river card that beat him. Look at that. Yevgeniy catching another beautiful card on the end, and that 10 deuce might become his hand instead of Doyle Brunson's, Vince.
Ran Azor starting to look worn down. Yevgeniy sprinting to the finish line. Will he take his title on the WPT? We're coming back with the action in just a moment.
Amateur from Israel, Ran Azor, with just over $5 million. Yevgeniy has done nothing but extend his chip lead ever since he got to this final table. Could go wire to wire for the title.
Ron is called with an 8-7, but Yevgeniy picking up the kings.
Just incredible. He's not only playing well, he's catching so well. Here he's got 2 kings. Ron has limped in on the button.
500,000 more.
And now Yevgeniy is going to raise it $500,000 more with the 2 kings.
Yeah, blinds 150 and 3. Very expensive poker right now. But he's hooked his man, and that is Ron from Tel Aviv.
Well, there you see Ron. Hands on his head. Just hoping to catch some kind of flop. That's not going to do it as it comes ace, jack, deuce with 2 hearts.
Yeah, nothing hitting for Ron. Yevgeniy, though, is going to check. He sees that ace on the board. Let's see if he gets Ron to bet here.
Oh, Ron's going to check too. And 9 comes off on the turn. Will Yevgeniy bet his kings now? Nope, he's going to check. Ron has the gut shot straight draw. A 10 would give him the win.
Ron stays out of the way. Another smart check behind him. And a 7 on the river.
900,000.
Well, 900,000 is now the bet.
And Ron caught a piece of that. Is he going to contribute another 900?
Well, he lays it down.
Yep.
And Vince, I'll tell you one thing. If body language would determine our champion, then pass the trophy to Yevgeniy. He looks fresh as a daisy. Well, Ron looks like he's been plowing the field all day.
Yeah. It's like one of those horses bearing out down the stretch. He is tiring. They've been playing for a long, long time. A big effort. He needs to turn things around very quickly here. To the table we go. Yevgeniy looking down at an ace-5.
Well, he's on the button in position. Staring over at a tired opponent. Has a dominating chip lead.
I'm on.
Yevgeniy's going to push it. He's saying, you want to play, it's going to cost you everything, Ron. Ron with just a 10-3 offsuit.
Well, it would be a total gamble. He called his remaining money off of this hand, but no, he's going to muck it.
And Ron is turning into old man poker right now. Just no hope left, it seems like, getting whittled away. Just an aggravating, perky smile, though, by Yevgeniy.
The amateur from Israel, Ran Azor, if he could win one pot, it'd be back to about where they started this heads-up battle. I'm talking about 24 million to about 9 million, so he's really just one hand away from getting back to where this heads-up match began. Don't count him out yet.
Raise.
Ron with queen 10 says raise.
600 more.
Going to raise it 600,000 more, and again Yevgeniy picks up an ace high.
I'm on.
And again he goes all in.
Call.
Call?
And he's quickly called by Ron. He's just making a stand here.
Yeah, this could be it.
Well, as the cards lie,
You're good.
not quite a 3-2 underdog to win the pot, but Yevgeniy, the favorite to take down the title right here, right now. Let's see if he can do it.
We have long way together, huh? Long way.
Ran Azor.
Okay.
We have long way together.
Smiling.
Yeah.
His first ever WPT event, his poker destiny on the line right now for the next 5 cards.
8-9 jack on the flop.
Managing to joke.
Ace come, you're not so lucky you come.
Here's the first 3.
Oh, a queen right in the door.
Yeah, Ron got the queen.
Come queen, jack, 7. So Ron out in front with the 2 queens.
King of spades.
Well,
King of
Yevgeniy
spades.
says put the king of spades out there.
Show me the 2.
We'll all have a straight draw and a flush draw as well as the ace draw.
2 diamond, 2 diamond.
Spade!
Well, the king of clubs comes off. Now that means Yevgeniy cannot catch an ace to win the pot, because that'd give Ron an ace high straight.
2 pair. 2 pair.
The only way Yevgeniy can win this pot is to catch a 10 on the river. That would give him an ace high straight.
Ron loves his odds right now. River card coming up.
Oh, a 10 comes off.
No!
The youngster has again hit lightning on the river. This time, it gives him the title. Wow. And Vince, he not only plays great poker, Lady Luck smiling down on the youngster as well.
Nice playing with you. You played good.
What a performance by Yevgeniy to take down this WPT Championship title.
Thank you.
And Ran Azor in shock and awe, staring at the table in total disbelief. Yevgeniy Timoshenko, he is our champion, going to take home over $2.1 million.